About 2 years ago, I was terminated off of YouTube. The channel I'd had since 2009, over 10,500 subscribers, completely gone. Everybody assumed it was Mersh or the Santa Cruz Joker or any number of S-tier goons we have here at PodAwful. We've made many enemies, but I was positive. I was certain in my heart of hearts. I knew exactly who it was from the very beginning. A guy called Tom Gulley. Tom Gulley was what I referred to as a fake radio guy. I now know I was wrong about that. He was a dude that had this YouTube channel, very few people checking it out. We sort of messed with him a little bit, made fun of him. And at first he took it pretty well, and then we took it too far. Now, this is a guy who I thought would be like, I thought he'd roll with the punches. I thought he'd be cool with it. And it became this little war of attrition, this back and forth. And when the YouTube channel went down, Tom celebrated my demise. So, of course, I think in my head, okay, we've got our guy. This is suspect number one, obviously. What it turned out to be, and Tom has no reason at this point, 2 years on, to lie about this. But a few months ago, we've done shows about this, and you may have seen it here on the YouTube channel as well. Tom came back. Tom was gone for a long time. When my channel went down, Tom sort of disappeared for a while, and we didn't know what happened. I ended up talking to Tom on one of his shows, one of his streams, the Tom Gulley Show, for, I think it was 8 hours, maybe 9, something. Then we talked again for 6 hours. 4 hours. We talk. This guy and I, we've got a rapport. It's undeniable. The chemistry is there, and it absolutely cannot be denied. And I think Tom has realized this too. So in a world that I could never have predicted would ever happen, Tom Gulley has agreed to be the co-host, at least for one evening, of PodAwful. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness a true episode of TOMFOOLERY. It's happening. Maybe, just maybe, and we haven't talked this out. We need to hammer this out still. Maybe, just maybe, Tom will actually become the permanent co-host of PodAwful. You could look at this as sort of an audition for a job that does not exist. This is the, should I even call, listen, is this a co-horrible episode? Maybe, maybe not. I'm hoping not. I want to be friends with Tom. I want to make this all okay. But you could refer to this as sort of the backroom's casting couches of podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go Gully the internet. This is PodAwful.
Stuck in a rut, you wanna die. PodAwful makes it worse. On government list, they won't get fly. PodAwful quench your thirst. The future is near, happy to be here. PodAwful dreams come true. Space on the moon, just laughs at the goons. PodAwful's watching you.
H2BH, thank you everybody for joining.
I'm Tom Gulley, and you're watching Is This Live, the show on the PodAwful TV network, podawful.pizza.
That's right. Happy to be here. I'm your host, Jesse. Welcome to PodAwful. Listen, if you don't know the history between me and Tom, we'll explain it here in just a second, but you don't really need to know, okay? We had this series a long time ago that we've brought back a few times called Co-Horrible, where I invite on people to be my co-host. And I'm thinking it's time. We got to start bringing in co-hosts again. We need the co-host back. So let's get Tom in here. I'm going to start a phone call with him. And we're just going to go right into it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us live here. We got people in the chat room. I got my camera on. All right, let's get Tom in the mix here. Hopefully this all works out. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's true. It's happening. You thought I was joking. I'm not. It is the one, the only Thomas Gulley.
How are you folks doing tonight?
Tom, I know that 2 years ago, you never could have seen this collaboration happen. I certainly couldn't have seen this coming ever. I just want to say here at the very top, you've said this to me many times, but let's get this out of the way. Did you have anything to do with my YouTube channel being terminated?
I did not, and if I had, I would have really admitted it strongly.
Yes.
I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
And I believe you. I believe you 100%. Now, let's start this off. I want to say this, number one, first and foremost, a happy belated Veterans Day to everybody out there, but especially to you, Tom. I don't know if, were you a vet or?
No, I don't work with animals.
Okay. Well, that's what we're in for here.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not a veteran. My brother, whom many of you are aware of, was a Marine for quite some time.
Wow.
And I have two other family members that were also in the armed services.
What do you think was...
Yeah, happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day to your brother, to your family, to everybody out there, all the vets out there, and all the new troops who are coming up here soon for our big war with Palestine. And I know you, of course, who do you support in Israel v. Palestine? Are you... pro-Gaza?
Just want peace. Want peace.
Same.
That's
and that's why, and that's exactly what I want out of this collaboration. Thank you, everybody. It's an amazing day here. What do you think was the best war, by the way? Like, what was the greatest war?
The Peloponnesian War.
Okay,
was a corker.
I'll have to look into that one. I don't know anything about it, but we'll have to look into that.
The Civil War is great because I can understand the language of both sides.
Right.
So those are, I think, probably the Civil War is my favorite.
Okay,
Civil War. A lot of good music came out of it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, so Civil War. And whose side were you on with the Civil War, by the way? Just to be clear.
Well, I'm a citizen of the United States of America, so of course I would have been on the side of the North.
Okay, but do you
because
live
that
in
was the U.S. The other side, engaged in an armed insurrection against my country, the United States of America.
Tis of thee. Now, have you lived more time in the North or the South? Would you say?
The South. I mean, Texas.
Well,
was
whatever.
Texas,
hey, no
independent?
problem. No, it doesn't matter. I mean, who cares? It doesn't matter. Listen, you like the North, sure, whatever. And by the way, everybody, we are going to do, I know people have questions for you, Tom. People have comments. This is a historic meeting. This is a true meeting of the guys. And people out there are going to want to ask you stuff. They're going to know stuff. So, guys, here's the thing. I never check the chat room. We never do super chats, but we're going to do super chats on this episode because it's the only way I'll be able to catch your comments. So if you have questions for Tom, we will read them. Anything goes, almost anything. But I do want to put forward right now, we have two rules. Tom and I both have two rules for this episode that we've agreed upon ahead of time. And I think this will be our only mention of this, and then we're just going to move on from this, okay? Now, Tom, I have begged you not to bring up a certain German socialist faction from the 1930s on this program. Every time we talk, you can't help yourself but bring up, Goebbels or the Wehrmacht or any of these things. So please, for the love of God, I'm going to ask the super chatters out there to not bring up those guys, okay? I'm not even sure that's okay on YouTube. Tom, you've agreed to that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Jawohl.
Okay, I don't know what that means. And then what was yours for me? And we're going to have the same rule for the super chatters.
I don't think I have any rules like that. I mean, people are going to say what they want to say. So I don't feel like we need to, there's that one subject that I don't like, but
right,
if I say I don't like it,
no, that's what I'm saying.
More.
What is the one subject so we don't bring it up? And then
I don't like it when people talk about bad things happening to children.
Same.
And so I don't think it's funny.
The P word, and we don't use the P word around here anyway. We say paranormal if we have to talk about it. But guys, don't bring it up. We've already got, I think, a couple we've got people gifting subs. So thank you to Lucas and K Vibes for gifting subs. Let's go ahead and read a couple of these super chats just to get started. And then we've got content for you. We're not going to be one of these super chat only shows out there, the laziest content that exists. Only Following Men has been a member for 1 month. He says, "Dear God blesses us once again. Happy to be here." Thank you very much for that. Turkatron says, "Chatting to Tom in Discord." Oh, for $4.99, by the way. "Chatting to Tom in Discord was so much fun. I was able to briefly overlook his pedantic behavior towards his students and the chat alike." So very good. Yeah, Tom, you spent about, I would say, 24 hours in the PodAwful Discord over the weekend, maybe even more than that. I think actually it was probably longer than that all told. Talking to all the PodAwful cult members, all the henchmen were there, and you had a really good, I wasn't even in there for most of the time. Like, I only caught a few hours of this. You were up all night long talking with these guys, having a great time. Turkatron got over your pedantry. Yeah, tell the people what that was like, sort of, sneaking into enemy territory and shaking hands with the bad guys.
It was pretty much what I expected it to be, not bad people. Just some of them kind of juvenile, some of them, it was fine. It was fine. I learned way more about Australia than I ever wanted to.
Okay.
There were one or two of them that, I don't know, if I saw them on a street corner, I would just walk straight past them because they just wouldn't stop talking about nothing. I, at some point in time, said, well, that's kind of my show. So maybe I was feeling competitive, but no, overall it was a very positive experience. I doubt it's one that I will repeat, but
I mean, you must have enjoyed it to some degree. You did spend, again, like over a full day really in there, all night long. You blew off your girlfriend. You had plans with your girlfriend. She was in bed. You blew her off to hang out with us in Discord.
Well, actually, I didn't really blow her off. She had an appointment, and then after the appointment, she went out with one of her girlfriends. So, if she hadn't done that, then I would have stopped. But I'm the kind of person that when I get interested in a subject, I deep dive on it, like super intensely, and then I don't, look at it again probably.
Okay, so you think
But overall, I mean, I
back.
laughed a lot. I will say that.
Cried.
I
cried together.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about the cult that you have.
Thank you.
And some of the things I had never, ever heard of Rufio Phoenix. I am going to bookmark some time to go in deeper into that because I was stunned and amazed.
Cool.
So things like that. I learned a lot about it. So.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, Tom learned a lot about goons. He's very into goons. You're very into Mersh right now. I think we're going to go over your favorite Mersh video. I think we'll go over here in a second. But we've got some more super chats. But again, I did think it was, what happened? Did your girlfriend ever ask, like, what the fuck were you doing on the computer all night long? What were you doing all day?
She knew because I told her about that this was going to happen. And I've had to do a lot of things to tell her, you need to stay away from this. You need to not know about this and to not be involved in it.
Yeah.
And because I don't want it to backsplash on you. So no, she knew. And we have the kind of relationship where she knows when I'm doing what I'm doing, that's it. Because when she does what she does, that's it.
Does she ever let you backsplash on her, though? Is that like something she's into, or?
I've never really talked to her about it. I will ask her though.
Does she have? Does she ever let you do like a biological errand on her if you wanted to?
That's a little personal, but I would say we have a healthy relationship.
She more number 1, number 2, or number 3 type?
She's number 1 with me.
Wow. Okay. Golden. Very nice.
I don't really know what you just asked me, but she's my cherry pie, et cetera, et cetera.
I hear you loud and clear. JC in chat says for $1.99, hey Tom, wasn't WW2 the greatest war?
I think they made more movies about it than the others, so maybe it just gets more press. But I don't think any war is really great, except the war on poverty. But other than that,
Wasn't World War I originally called the Great War?
it was.
Hmm.
It was. I don't think they expected a sequel.
Okay, well, let's be careful about that topic. Only Following Men for $4.99 says, Tom, pretty please tell us what kind of soup you would goo if your goo was replaced with soup. Give the people what they want. So they're talking about scrumming, clum.
Yeah, I believe me, I know what they're talking about because they asked me that about 20 times yesterday in the Discord.
Okay.
And I know people aren't going to like this, but I'm not
a soup
able
guy.
to answer questions that require me to imagine having ham hands or things that would never happen. I'm not good at that. I don't have that gear.
Okay.
So that's a question that would never happen. So I can't really.
Yeah, you can't do hypotheticals, really.
I'm not good at hypotheticals. No, we've discussed that before, but
how would you feel? How would you feel if you didn't have breakfast this morning?
Hungry.
Okay, that's fair. That works. Bishop Borg for $2 Canadian says, "Hi, Tom."
Hi. How you doing?
Okay. Ray Pizzazz for $1.99 says, "Who'd win in a sword fight between Tom and Rufio?" Now you own a sword, right?
I gave that sword to a good friend before I left Utah.
Oh.
Somebody really, really liked it, and I just said, "Well, it's yours then."
Oh God, we really need you to get another sword. Okay, that was something we were looking forward to here.
That was actually a replica sword from that Tom Cruise movie, The Last Samurai. So it was a sort of a sold fake movie prop type thing. So I could get another one really easily.
Jake Damon for $1.99 says, Tom, what do you think was the greatest depression?
Well, it's the Great Depression, right?
I don't know. I'm starting to feel like it might be this episode. Magna for $2 says, but what if it did happen?
I can tell you this. I hate soup of all kind. There's not a single kind of soup that I like.
So if you were to come, you'd probably do like mashed potatoes, something like that.
I do like mashed potatoes.
I knew it. All right. There you go. Guys, it's on the record. Tom would come mashed potato. If he could come anything, he would come mashed potato.
I don't know that that's the case. Is the goal for it to be something that I like?
I can't explain to you what the goal is.
Oh, okay. Because if it is, I could give you some examples.
Does your all I can say is you better hope your lady squirts gravy. Okay, now for the people out there who don't know you very well, though,
butter.
I feel like we need to, because forever I was mistakenly saying that you're a fake radio guy. So what I'd like you to do, Tom, is please introduce yourself to our audience here, the PodAwful crowd. People are already into you. Again, they're saying this is a historic moment. You can see the super chats are flying in. Introduce yourself, give your credits, and please tell the people where they can listen to you on the radio so that they know that you're not a fake radio guy. Go ahead.
Well, before I do that, that used to really bother me. And I was thinking about it, and it's maybe part of this whole being on your show. I was like, why does that bother you so much? Who cares if people call you a fake radio guy?
Exactly.
So,
why are you being so gay about it?
It's the pedantic. That's not true.
You're a virulent pedant.
I started out on radio. I started working at my high school station. And then, like, when I was 16 or 17, I got hired by a big station in Indianapolis called WIFE. And was overnights on weekends, and spinning records.
Wait, is that when you're talking about the old lady, you don't mean WIFE, do you?
No, okay. No, the men, no.
It's wife.
Uh, that's what it was called, 1300 Wife. And I used to have to now Beast of Burden by the Rolling Stones coming at you in a 3-block. I had to do that on the radio late at night at weekends. And I'm sure being 16 or 17, I sounded like a 16 or 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And then I went to college, was on the college station, got hired by a station in Muncie, Indiana, worked in Anderson, Indiana, then Indianapolis for a long time. And all of these were predominantly when I was doing an advertising job at the same time. And then I was on in Tampa, I was on in Atlanta, and then here in Dallas. So that's the credits. You could go if you want to listen to my show. It's Tom Gulley Show on YouTube. I don't recommend it. And then there's the TomGulleyShow.com if you want merch or not merch, but merch. And all of my past podcasts, which some of those I kind of do recommend. But there's a lot of stuff there if you're interested.
That might be the most fascinating plug I've ever heard. Don't listen to my show, but do buy my merch.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. I'm on a lot. You guys, I'm surprised. There's a bunch of things that I do that you guys haven't found out about yet. And I'm now in a position where I have to actually tell people before I go on their show, hey, it's likely that if I appear on your show and you put me in the description for your show, you may be hearing from some people. But whenever they say plug your show, I always say what I said to you guys. It's Tom Gulley Show on YouTube. I don't recommend it. It's just the way I feel about it. If I had a show like yours, maybe I would recommend it.
True.
But I'm upgrading it. I'm gonna I'll be on camera every day from now on.
So we're going back. We're going back to full, because this is the first time that anybody's seen you in 2 years. This is crazy right now. Like people don't.
Do I look the same? Do I look the same?
No. It's like there's a lot of horrifying changes. Actually, I would say.
What are they?
Would you like to go through them one by one?
Sure, I'd love that.
Can you just lean toward the camera just a little closer? Thank you. Perfect. All right. So right here, you've got like a little thing under your eye.
Yeah. I got hit
side.
in the eye. I got hit in the eye last week when I was doing some construction work with my girlfriend's dad. He pulled a board out. He was trying to get it out of some stuff, and it hit me right here.
How old is your girlfriend's dad? Like 100?
Oh God, he's like 70 or 71.
Whoa, that's not older than you enough, to be honest.
Well, no, it actually is, because she's a lot younger than me.
Still, but for my personal liking, I don't enjoy the fact that he's only about 10 years older than you.
Or 11.
Can we check the teeth and see if those have stayed the same?
They're the same, kind of. Well, this one's actually better.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to show you those, and I don't want to get into that, because that's just a screen grab party for somebody.
I mean, you're on camera. Look, if people can see my dumb teeth, I mean, come on.
Yeah, if you can get them from here, go for it. But,
can you lean forward so we can really see
Plus,
the
I've
hair?
been drinking Red Bull. They're going to be red and everything else.
Is Red Bull red?
If you told me, if you'd have been, well, it leaves a reddish, purplish. You know what I mean?
What? No, I don't. Now, can you lean
I
forward?
think you're being kind of pedant. You're being kind of pedantic about that.
Can you lean forward and show me your hair? Is that real?
Yeah.
Pull on it. Like, do a Donald Trump style pull on it. And okay. All right.
It's real.
Okay.
Sure. It's kind of messed up in the front. I apologize. But it's perfectly real.
Your hair is always, though, kind of, there's always something odd about it. It like stands up in a funny way. And
I know. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, there's something
It's always
strange
been that
about
way,
it.
and
It's never going to change. But yeah, no, you do.
And I've tried to find chicks that can cut it right and do it right. I used to have one, and she got married and doesn't do it anymore. And this is just the way it is.
Would you mind taking off the glasses for a second, just so we could take a better look?
Feeling like you're gonna ask me.
Okay, I would
take
not.
off.
I swear to God, Tom, I would not be doing this. But you asked, "Do you look the same?" Because we literally haven't seen you for 2 years.
If you if you ask me to take my shirt off and turn around slowly, this is over.
Oh, we're coming to the twirl. I mean, we're getting there.
I'm
Trust
not
me.
doing the twirl.
We're doing a twirl.
I've seen Rufio's twirl. I can't compete with that.
Tom, I honestly think, if I can pay you a compliment here, I think you do look a little thinner than the last time we saw you.
Oh, I'm much thinner than the last time you saw me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 30 or 40 pounds thinner than the last time.
But you also do look older.
How do I look older?
In the usual way. I don't want to sit here and pick you apart.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, then, wrinkles and sort of a little bit of, lack of collagen, some sagging. Just the typical stuff. Crow's feet. I'll be honest, and we talked about this before the show, before the program here. Tom did make it known that he was a little upset about his lighting situation. And I do think you are in a sort of haunted lighting right now. I mean, as we know, famously, Tom mostly resembles a Frankenstein. And I do think it's the perfect, if you're going for that, if you want people to see neck bolts, you have the perfect lighting right now. But
well, if you're referring to Frankenstein's monster, I agree with you. And
giant pedant. And number one.
But see, look at these caves I have here. The problem that I have is all of my lighting is like right here, and it comes straight down. And as you know, awful. I think I might look not necessarily younger, but I might look better if I had the key lighting.
I do think that. I really do. But I do want to clear this up. I've said this on the show before, but it's my first time getting to say it to you. The creature is called Frankenstein. The guy who made him is named Dr. Monster. So I didn't write
Dr.
it.
Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's what you think. From two ultra rude dudes, a member for 2 months, he says, "What walk of path do you subscribe to, Tom?"
Is that Rufio?
Wow. Tom knows his shit. Now that is fucking impressive. Tom knows his shit. That is, in fact, Rufio Phoenix. And you keep calling him Rufio Phoenix.
You are awful to me.
But it is Phoenix. I do want you to get that right.
I'll start calling him that, but I understood that he changed it.
No, he has not changed. It is E-O. He spells it E-O.
Okay. Phoenix then. Because you know how pedantic I am.
Exactly. Only Following Men for $4.99 says, Red Bull at 8:30 p.m. EST. This man goos kerosene.
It's only 7:30 where I'm at, and I actually saved this Red Bull for this. Because as Jesse can tell you, when we had the pre-show meeting,
it was fun. It was bad.
Yeah, Jesse was like,
I got to be honest, I didn't want to do the show after I saw Tom. When I answered the phone for the first time with Tom here today, Tom was one of the most dour, fucking sourpuss. It was horrific what was going on. So I am glad.
I had an extremely negative interaction. I came on to Discord to check to see if you'd responded to my message, and apparently people can talk to me when I did that. So I'm in the chat having a wonderful conversation with a young man from France. And
the naked ladies
somebody
dance?
else popped it. Pardon me?
Were the naked ladies dance?
It was called. His name was Bog.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Murky Bog. And so we were talking. It's probably for 20 minutes, and then a few people popped in. Cole, Jared, Wanda, and some guy from Canada. So Jared came in, and after about 2 minutes, I just muted him. And it wasn't from anything he said that offended me, or it was just like, I just can't listen to that wall of inane, unimportant.
Listen, Tom, Jared and I spoke about this before the program. He told me this. Mm-hmm. He's begged me to ask you for forgiveness. He will do better. And he's begging me to get you to unmute him. Jared wants to talk to you more than anything, but he will figure out a way to modulate and moderate what it is he's saying and how much he's saying and all that kind of stuff. He wants you so bad. I mean, he is the number one gully head. Okay, there's no Gullerino bigger than Jared.
I've been very nice to him on my program.
They're saying,
and
"What's your beef with Jared?" in the chat right now. Turkatron.
I will without question unmute him. It's just certain times you have kids, and I'm sure there's certain times when you're like, look, I love you. I need you to shut up right now. I just need you to shut up.
You can,
and that was where I was at.
Push them into the dirt, make them stop talking. A child, because they're weaker than you.
Right.
So.
And then the Canada guy started just with. It's not. You can say what you want. Just don't continually say it without being quiet. Pardon me?
Huh?
I didn't hear what you said.
I don't remember.
Okay. So I muted him too, and then I just split. But it was really kind of guys, I'm just here to get this message and see you. But other than that, it's pretty positive. But if you're from Canada, you should just really be quiet because you're from Canada.
Tom let me tell you something. In the 24 hours that Tom spent with the cult, almost unbroken, very little time not with the cult over the past weekend, again, blowing off his girlfriend to be with these weirdos who he's learned all their names and everything. In that time, Tom is a different guy off stream. When he's not doing the Tom Gulley Show, when he's not on air being Dr. Gulley on the radio, Tom is filthy. He's foul-mouthed. He's one of the most evil, one of the most dark people I've ever spoken to. He has a real sort of, non-Euclidean horror going on inside his head that is constantly spilling out into everything, every fucking thing. Number one, everything is every fucking thing. He's always... I'm trying to actually peel that back a little bit from my own life and not do so many curses. But Tom in real life is just F this, F that. Her C smelled like S. I swear that B's C smelled like so much PS. And I'm like, hang on a second, PS. And then the other thing is every time someone says something, he explains how he wants that person to die because they said a thing. Like a guy will just be like, somebody in the cult, one of the henchmen would say like, I was thinking of going to get a car wash. And then Tom would be like, I hope I find out you drowned in that car wash. It was some of the most sick shit I've ever heard. And you are fucked up.
Well, I can't disagree with much of what you said. I think that because I am pedantic, I don't usually use the profanity that you mentioned that begins with F as a verb. Faggot. I use it a lot as an adjective, and a lot.
Yeah, but you were like that. I swear to God, when I was L'ing out that BC, it smelled like so much rotten S.
I'm not following with a lot of those. I don't use the C word.
Which C word?
I'm adverse to it. I just don't. It's not part of my vocabulary.
Which C word?
But yeah, the Carthage. The thing about if I was telling somebody that I wanted them to not be here, it was, I'm sure, just like you guys, a good-natured ribbing.
You literally told almost every single person that you wish they would die. Jared for $4.99 says, so maybe World War II wasn't the greatest war, but who in said war had the greatest losses?
The Russians.
That's true. Lucas Malgoo, love that name, for $10 says, in the spirit of clemency, can we see the unbanning of various names in your chat, such as Ray and Wanda Pizzazz, PodAwful, Savage Clips, Candace, Jared, Turkatron, etc.? Actually, Tom he is such a magnanimous man, despite wanting everyone dead, that Tom has actually, and I was there when he did this, he unbanned every single person he's ever banned from his chat room. That's true.
That's me. That's what made it such a beautiful gesture on my part.
It was a truly amazing spectacle to behold. And I got to say, though, Tom, I would say probably, let's say there were 400 of those accounts that you had to unban. 350 of them all would have been that guy Bog you were talking to earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like basically every single one that had swastikas in the name or anything like that. All right, so
Well, the thing was that most of them weren't names. Most of them were full sentences.
Yeah, Tom Gulley is a swastika,
Or
swastika.
my mom's name, and then likes to
Likes
bad
to
thing.
L out of BC.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, smells like ass. James Stone, member for 5 months, says, "You look great, Tom."
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Tony at work for $5 says, "Tom, can you unban everyone on your channel? Jesse truly is the greatest guy." We've addressed that. Jake Damon for $4.99 says, "When my wife gets shiners, I tell her to say it was construction work too."
It wasn't even construction work. I was helping him move some boards. It was just like, I don't know. And he felt bad and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, he popped me right. Where is it? Right there.
Well, maybe he heard you talking about his LG's, SEP. So I would
his
probably
little
pop you.
Girls. Oh, I would never do that. Do you know who Hoyt Axton was?
No, and I don't want to know.
Okay. Well, no, he was an old kind of a country singer. He's in some movies and stuff. That's exactly what her dad looks like. He's giant. He's bigger than I am. He's 6'8", and he's
taller than me by an inch. Well, actually, I did grow an inch, but I lost 2 inches. I'm actually 6'6" now. I did lose a couple inches recently, but let's actually do some content here. I said we were going to kill it with the super chats for a bit, so keep sending them. We'll read them, but let's go over to, ladies and gentlemen, the big board. Tom just looks confused right now. Okay, so this is the big board, and you've got. I know there's a clip that you love from, this is sort of from the world of PodAwful, I would call this. Let's actually get Tom on screen here for this as well. Now, he's hard to see there because he's down in that dumb corner because he's got the worst fucking setup I've ever seen ever for any live stream, including the Tom Gulley Show, which I do recommend you go subscribe to over at the Tom Gulley Show on YouTube. This is your new favorite thing that's ever happened on the internet. Tom can't stop talking about this. I swear to God, Tom has been talking about this nonstop for days now. You're dying. You're like dying right now. Please don't pass out. Ladies and gentlemen, you know it, you love it. We just did a whole episode about it. Here's Mersh dying on camera.
This is a crime of like moral turpitude.
Moral turpitude. Remember that?
Antidepressant says he did it at fucking work. All right, he needs to be
Now you love that because Tom loves when anyone is dying. He loves human suffering is one of his favorite things.
I did not get any of that sound, but that's okay.
You can't
I haven't
hear
seen
that?
the act. No, I haven't seen the video for a long time, and even seeing that tiny sliver of the video is enough. That I'm not joking here. This is not. That is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
Tom,
it never fails to make.
There, that's what you missed audio-wise. We've got it programmed into the board here now.
My God, it's like a cross between a pig and a horse about to be fed. It's just the funniest thing ever. And I, as you know, I've always been, I wouldn't say critical, but puzzled by why Mersh is such a fixation. I no longer wonder.
Yeah.
And that right there, I said it in the Discord last night. If I had ever done that, I would stop streaming immediately. I would move to the desert and live in a van. That'd be it. I couldn't leave the house.
That would be amazing.
The fact he didn't even acknowledge it.
Oh no, he acknowledges it. Now, here's the thing. I tested the fucking audio before we did this show. I did this with Jared. We actually figured out the audio. The fact that you can't hear this right now is going to kill the show. I literally don't even know what to do as a result of that. We literally tested all of this and it was working before. Now I'm being told it's not. You can't hear this video at all. Let me hit play here. You don't hear this at all? Dude. Hang on, he's not making sound. Hang on a second. He's sucking. He's currently sucking. Something Mersh is always doing. You don't hear him coughing or anything?
No.
This is going to be a fucking nightmare.
You say Jared was involved?
Well, yeah, he said he could hear it. Okay. I don't know. You might be right about him, actually.
There's your proof.
Well, here's you making the Mersh groan. That's actually Tom doing an impression of Mersh.
Me?
Yeah, that's you.
That's better than I thought. All right.
I'm not done with these kids by a long shot.
That was a different one. But yeah, so
that's me.
Anti-deception.
This sucks if you can't hear. I don't know what the fuck. How did I make it so that people could hear it before and now you can't fucking hear it? We set all this up ahead of time. I swear to God.
I have the YouTube up so I could go there and watch it.
No, that's a nightmare. Don't do that. And then we'll hear that back.
No, I can turn that off if I want.
How did I fucking pull it off? I said before, like, it's crazy that this is working, but it was where they all swore to God they could hear it, and now nobody can hear it. What if I play, you know what? I wonder if it's like YouTube that's doing, like, all right, for instance, I've got another clip here that I've saved.
Jared has just typed, "I know where you sleep" in the chat.
Well, we will find you, Tom.
Yes,
can you hear this? I'm just going to play a random thing here. Can you hear this?
By the way, fame is a sickness.
Could you hear that? Okay, so it's I
heard that
for
perfectly.
some reason, Discord can't hear when I play a YouTube clip. Like, that fucking makes sense. All right, well, anyway, there you go. Tom loves Mersh dying. So that's a fun little crossover event.
That I can't tell you enough how many levels that makes me laugh on. It's like, dude, you're in front of a camera. Second is he can't control. It's like somebody that can't control their liquor. They can't handle their liquor. He's a guy who's going to dab up in front of the internet, and then he just can't handle it. The fact that he lurches forward and is so out of it, he doesn't even put it. You know how forensic crime guys are like, well, clearly he was killed after he fell because he's got scrapes on his hand. He tried to catch himself. He didn't try to catch himself at all. He just bam right into that microphone. He's so out of it. He's almost having a stroke or a seizure. The noise. Who makes that noise? Ever in their life? Who makes that noise? There's no that. It's just and then the coup de grace, the icing on the cake, the lighting of the creme brulee is him pitching backwards into the seat like he just finished Thanksgiving dinner. And he's, and then he comes forward and is like, we've all been there, right? No, we haven't all been there.
I love it. I love all the commentary. I'm gonna try sharing the screen here with you for this one to see if maybe that will make the audio happen. We got another goon here for you, Tom. And again, I don't know that that's going to make the audio work, but it's a short one, luckily, so I'll just repeat anything he has to say. You have become intimately familiar recently with Mr. Spergers, a.k.a. Mr. Burgers, a goon that, by the way, was stolen from PodAwful by a show that you hate, a show called Steel Toe Morning Show. Did you have anything you wanted to say about them real quick, actually?
Nothing, although I recently did have my girlfriend start shaking a collection plate. No, I'm kidding. It's that clip also is internet gold. It's not as good as Mersh, but when she breaks it to him live in front of their entire audience that he's not able to please her, oh boy, he didn't take that well. And why would he keep on it? I would have speed bumped over that and been on to the next thing, and he just wouldn't let it go. And it's like, dude, anything you say about this, you lose. You know,
100%. Yeah. So, and you think that, you could get April Imholty, right? Like if you wanted to, you could probably fuck her. You could pull her.
I'm an awful old guy. I don't have. She may be attracted to male pattern baldness, and I don't have that. But I think almost anyone else could. I mean, obviously, she left somebody for him, so part of her track record.
Just really bad and dirty and awful.
That's also Tom.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you.
Me.
Yeah. All right. So we've got. So they tried to steal from me. This guy, Mr. Spergers, and Mr. Spergers recently, speaking of goons, has been calling into your show. He's been trying to get your attention. And you had a lot of actually when you were in Discord with us, you had a lot of opinions about Mr. Spergers. Well, Mr. Spergers put out this video, and again, if you can't hear it, I'll just tell you what he says after the fact. This is calling out Tom Gulley. He just happened to put out this video today, so I figure we got to show this to Tom.
This is me calling out Tom Gulley. Sup? Yo, man, I hear you think I talk too fast, that I'm a freak. You know what? That's your problem, not mine. I don't talk too fast, you listen too slow. And that is the end of that.
And see, when he does this, when he hits himself in the chest like that, that's him saying, like, sup, bring it, sup. So I think he wants to fight you. I think he's actually challenging you to a duel there of some kind. So what do you have to say to that, Tom?
First of all, he's talking about a quarter of the speed he normally talks at. And, second of all, I might have said he's a freak, but in general, I think he's just an average guy. I don't have any problem with what he's saying.
Right.
It's just the rate at which he delivers it. And, you know, we also saw Rain Man.
This is me
didn't we?
calling out.
Yeah, I mean, so you're saying he's autistic.
Hey, do you like baseball? I like baseball. I've got baseball cards. I got a baseball mitt. I got a baseball bat. I went to a baseball game in 1962, and I saw the Cincinnati Reds, and they were really good. And they had Pete Rose, and oh boy, he could run first base really fast. Okay, man. Okay, let's just tap the brakes every once in a while. And on my show, you know, I'll talk about anything to anybody generally,
Yeah.
but he's off into a thing that only he's sort of into, and there's really no follow-up from the things he says because they're just a stream. It's like a sentence it's like a novel with no punctuation, and it's all statements. So when he's done, there's no question you can ask, and he didn't ask you a question. So, but I mean, he's a nice guy. He can call in, whatever. I don't have a beef with him.
It does
Lord
sound to me
knows,
like you are accusing him of being autistic, which I think he doesn't like. So if he were to challenge you to a duel, if let's I mean, I think what he wants to do, because what he's been doing, apparently Mr. Spergers watched Tom Gulley. And then Mr. Spergers said, you know what? I can do a stream better than this fucker. You think I can't talk? And you would think, by the way, that at the speed he talks, he would do it a lot faster than you too, but his streams are almost as long, if not longer, than yours. And he's been trying to dethrone you as a YouTuber, as a streamer. And I gotta say, as much shit as you can talk about Mr. Spergers, he pulled in big numbers his first few streams, and he's just started. He's just started at this for the first time. So now I'm encouraging everybody to go subscribe to Tom, to watch him live. We all check him out live. In fact, I'll give you a little taste of Tom's program in a bit here, just so you can see what it's all about. But
yeah,
well, I don't know why that's funny.
I'm just getting ready, man. I'm bracing myself.
I just think that people should see your show because we love your show. Now, I haven't been able to. For the past 2 years, though, the rare time you would go live, you pulled down the episode afterwards. So there's all of these episodes that I've just never even gotten to hear. But when I tune in, it's almost always magical what's going on. Mr. Spergers, though, he does a call-in show just like yours. Tom's is a call-in show. Mr. Spergers is a call-in show. I think what he's trying to do here is he's trying to challenge you to a call-in show-off. Would you, Tom, since you've called into PodAwful, would you be willing to call into Mr. Spergers' live stream if it's at a convenient time and see if maybe you can hash all this out? Because he's pretty upset with you.
I don't know. I don't know that I can meet that challenge. I mean, Frankie McDonald maybe can call in, and he and Mr. Spergers can have a show together.
Now, I think it's odd that Frankie McDonald is a retarded person. I don't know why you're specifically bringing him up in relation to Mr.
Frankie's really interesting, and Frankie will answer any question that somebody might have. So I think they could have a good show together.
What if Frankie
and they both get huge numbers?
What if Frankie McDonald? What if Frankie called into your show though?
He has.
Oh, he has called into yours. Oh, that's cool. Okay, great.
He's very good. He's very good about the weather.
Yeah, he loves the weather.
If you ask him, yeah. So
he's also very good at eating hundreds of invisible hot dogs.
I've never heard that, but
you've never seen him do that, or being chased by a tiger, or doing a dance. He's good at all of these things. I don't know if that puts him in the same category as Mr. Sperger. Mr. Sperger just reviews burgers. Frankie McDonald, a Canadian retarded person who screams. Actually, you and Frankie have similar teeth, Tom.
A lot of people share my dental misfortune.
Okay, let's check in with the super chats and see what they have to say. The whale, what is that? The whale's toe letters for $5 says it is Dr. Monster. Thank you very much for that, Whales. Turkatron for $1.99 says, what's your beef with Jared? I think we went over that. Only Following Men for $4.99 says, yeah, that apple polishing Canada guy. What does that mean? That apple polishing Canada guy. You hate Canadians.
Not all of them.
Here at PodAwful, we love Canadians. We have a huge Canadian fan base, and every Canadian I've met through PodAwful, some of the coolest, nicest, most beautiful people, funniest guys around. Love Canadians.
I lived in Toronto for a couple of years, and
well, okay. That obviously, I'm not talking about anyone from Toronto. That would suck. Obviously, no. Well, I mean every other part of Canada except for Guelph, Montreal, Yellowknife, Medicine Hat, and all of British Columbia.
Tobycoke, Scarborough, Vancouver, Thunder Bay,
Prince Edward Island.
That really was more of a function of that guy was a jerk to me right off the bat. And have you ever, somebody's a jerk to you, you find the one thing that you know about them because they're not going to tell you anything else, and you make fun of it. That's all I was doing there.
Okay,
I really do like Canada quite a bit.
Italian Stallion for $4.99 says, Tom, where do you stand on the war on Christmas? Now, you strike me as a Grinch type, so I'm going to say you're against.
Well, I like Christmas. I just don't like when they start playing Christmas songs and busting out the pumpkin spice before Halloween. I don't like Christmas music. I'm old. We've all covered that. And in my day, you didn't start talking about Christmas until after Thanksgiving. I love Christmas movies. It's a Wonderful Life. I can't get enough of it. Have you noticed all the Hallmark Christmas rom-coms? There must be they must make 40,000 of those every year. But Christmas in general, I would probably say is for children.
Has anyone ever done a full parody of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, but about you, Tom?
No.
Well, just wait for December.
When I was in Indianapolis, I did produce a Christmas Carol, like every sitcom and show on earth has done, a Christmas Carol version of a detective character I created, and it was not very Christmassy. It was about a guy that didn't really care about Christmas too much, and after all the ghosts, he didn't come around at the end. He was just I'm
thinking something like you're pedantic, Tom Gulley. You really suck some dick. Something like that. But anyway,
you're as playful as that's me, man. My heart shrank 10 times at Christmas instead of grew. Yeah, and Mary Lou Who, get off my lawn. Yeah, the whole thing. and then carolers. I'm not done with these carolers by a long shot.
You beat me.
The
I was going
whole
to say.
thing.
I was going to say I'm not done with these who's by a long shot. You beat me to it. Okay,
Yeah.
Two ultra rude dudes for 5 says, Tom, can you give us your best impression of Mersh dying on stream? Well, we again have it recorded, but Tom, if you want to give it a second shot here, I'd love to throw you on screen for the people out there to see and just do a full on body and sound.
My microphone's not on screen.
It's okay.
Just
Just pretend it's in the spot and do a full body and sound impression of Mersh dying.
Let's see here. We just got the. Oh, I was waiting for you to go full screen. I'll do it right now.
I've got you. No, you are full screen. I've got you. Can you roll all the way back and hit the wall? That'd be great.
I'm almost to the wall now.
Okay.
I don't have anywhere to roll.
All right, let's do that one more time. Let's get that one clean. Take 2. Here we go. Sound, speed, rolling.
Dude,
and
no, that's good. I don't need to do 2 of them. That's
okay.
fine. Look, I'll be a stooge, but let's just
Jared for 10 says, Tom, I accept your apology. I appreciate it. Will you be making the "What's It To Ya" t-shirts? XOXOXOXO.
Yes, I will be.
Your famous catchphrase, "What's it to ya?"
Yes, I will be. I will be doing that.
Oh, you know what? That actually
Jared can't buy one.
Sorry, that reminded me. I completely forgot about this before. Tom, we've got a song. Hopefully you can hear this. We've got a song. So somebody, Angie, said, let's take this sound of Mersh. Can you hear this? You can hear that, right?
No, I cannot hear that.
You can't hear that. That doesn't make. That's in Discord. All right. Fuck me. Okay. All right. Let's. Oh boy, how do I fix this? Let's put this on. I'm gonna share my screen with you here, Tammy, and hopefully that'll do something here. Can I? Where is this? Oh God. I really did work all this out ahead of time. All right, you know what? I'm just going to share this. You should be seeing.
I did just hear a noise, but I don't know that it was anything that you did. It was just one of those boom.
What about
Discord noises? But
what about
if you want to try and fix that,
can you hear this?
Nope.
Fuck. All right. What about this?
Nope.
Fuck. Okay. All right. It's just the sound of Mersh. It's just the sound of Mersh. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to download it, and this should work now. Okay. So it's just the sound of Mersh dying over and over again. Angie said we should put this to a beat, make a song out of Mersh dying. Hopefully you can hear this. Smokane put this together. What do you think?
Very EDM.
If we sent you this file, would you open up the Tom Gulley Show with this song? It's called Mersh Death Trap.
I would play it on my show and play it a lot. I don't know that basically all I'm saying is tomorrow's my first StreamYard.
I think intro song for Tom Gulley Show. Permanent new intro song for the Tom Gulley Show.
How do you make that noise?
Can somebody, by the way, send the version with that Angie uploaded? Can somebody send that to Mythical Vigilante so that we can get him to take a crack at it? Mythical Vigilante used to make all the music for Revenge of the Sis, and now he's pulled out his support for Mersh. He hates Mersh now. So it would be really cool to get him to do a version of that as well. Okay.
That is a grand mal seizure noise.
Yeah, it's Grand Moff Tarkin noise. It's grandma got run over by a reindeer too.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you had to say. Now, do you know who the comedy shaman is, Tom?
Just today, when
Really?
I told somebody
No!
that I was coming on to your show, I understand that he was sending Patrick Melton like excessive and detailed advice on how to do his show, and he started doing it to other people, including yourself, and that now he has his own program.
Yeah, he does.
That's what I was told today. I had many talks with people of trying to convince me not to come on your show.
Who are these people? Come on.
Who are these people?
Oh, I was going to play you this clip here of the comedy shaman, but he's live right now. I see. He's literally live right now. And this guy, I happen to have, right around the same time I asked you to co-host for a Co-Horrible episode, I've asked Comedy Shaman to co-host my show, and he's agreed to do it. I think he is going to do it. I think he's going to be my next co-host on the show. So it's between you and him for new permanent co-host role, Tom.
Well, I mean, he could do that. I, by the way, preferred when you were calling it Tom Awful.
Tom
anyway,
Awful. Yeah, these are all good names. I like TOMFOOLERY for this episode myself. I think we're going to stick with that one. I'm going to share this with you. Let's see if we can hear him. Now, you're a fan, you told me, of Redbar, which is odd to me. But he is one of the biggest fans of Redbar. This guy, the comedy show.
Can I say something? The more of Redbar that I hear, I still like Redbar.
Yeah.
But I have become less a fan as I have listened to him more.
Okay, that's understandable because
I think if I had less Redbar, I would like him more.
Well, that's what you'll see and I actually told you this. You'll see this all the time. The people who only see the clips on YouTube, they love Redbar because it's taking the best parts of his show, which still, yikes, but the best parts of his show and boiling it down. If you were to sit there and watch a ton of Redbar, you're just instantly are going to start hating it because how much Kanye West karaoke can you listen to? This is live right now, Tom. Let's see. Let's just check in with the comedy shaman.
You know, I'm starting to second think if you
Can you
grew
hear
from
this?
it, if you can't even accept that it happened. You know? Like, that's where growth comes from.
Can you hear that, Tom?
No, I cannot.
No, I'm
What's wrong
sharing.
with you?
I'm sharing
Come
the
on,
screen
man.
with you here. You should be able
Like
to.
shit. Oh, you know all this shit started over a
can't.
compliment too, right?
Fuck!
That's the fact. That's the fact. The ring lights in my eyes say it.
Maybe it's being clipped. I hear a
Read 'em
little
like magic 8 balls.
every once in a while.
Get your
But
answer.
Okay, maybe it's just
Get
not
your
loud
answer.
enough. I don't know.
And he's showing stuff on his show, and all of a sudden, one of his
nah, I'm not hearing him.
Fuck!
tabs pops up. Right? Is that what's
I heard a
gonna
little
happen? Like
bark.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all I heard.
Well, then I don't know. I don't know what we're even doing here anymore than Tom, to be honest.
Well,
But
you
he's-
know, Jared.
Comedy Shaman's watching Redbar. Redbar, by the way, wearing his new Kurt Cobain, what is that called? I can never remember.
Guatemalan hand stitched.
His drug
I don't.
rug.
He looks like Mr. Rogers to me right now.
Well, Redbar is trying to be Kurt Cobain. This is something he recently admitted on his program. Very funny stuff. He's wearing a cardigan. We need to go over Redbar and his Kurt Cobain phase that he's doing because
That doesn't end well.
It's it's incredibly embarrassing what's going on with Redbar right now. All right, well, we'll try that one later.
If you really, really want to look like Kurt Cobain, you're going to have to do some things that will prevent you from doing another show.
Yeah, I'd love to see him try. Okay, so let's try this one, and maybe hopefully you can hear this. All right, let's try this.
By the way, fame is a sickness. These people who chase.
You can hear that, right? Yeah, by the
Yes.
way, fame is a sickness.
By the way, fame is a sickness. These people who chase.
So, Comedy Shaman, despite his name, he never does anything funny on his streams. It's very odd. He's got very specific opinions and thoughts on comedy, especially like podcasting and radio, Opie and Anthony styles. So stuff you are into, Tom. Comedy Shaman has he thinks he's got it all figured out. He thinks he's unlocked like sort of the golden ratio, the formula to comedy, radio, talk radio, podcasting, that sort of thing. And he thinks he's done it by watching Redbar. And I find this interesting. This clip he's playing of Redbar saying, oh, the fame is a sickness. Of course, when all you ever talk about are the biggest YouTubers there are. That's all he covers now. He never covers little guys like the Comedy Shaman anymore. He talks about Joe Rogan, the absolute biggest comedy guys on YouTube now.
Louis J. Gomez.
Yeah.
And
all of these guys. If you're talking about that, you're seeking fame by doing that. That's what gets him clicks. Why does Redbar have clicks on? Like, Redbar's a very niche thing. Why does he have clicks on random YouTube clips for his shit? Well, because the clip says exposing Joe Rogan, exposing Tim Dillon.
Right.
So that is
I
very.
mean, if you really want clicks, you don't focus on the little insignificant people of the internet. Like, let's say me oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Just go ahead with what you were doing.
It's fascinating what Redbar's saying here, because this is a point, weirdly, I've made before. This whole fame sickness thing.
By the way, fame is a sickness. These people who chase this stuff, they're chasing happiness.
They're chasing happiness. This is a guy who's obsessed with cool, obsessed with chasing happiness, wants you to know that he's got the most luxurious scraps of meat off of the butcher's floor. And meanwhile, I'm fucking talking to Tom Gulley. You think I couldn't talk about, like, I could...
You're talking to the scraps of meat on the floor. The thing is, if you're going to do a show of any kind, you want it to be as popular as possible. That's the purpose of doing it. And so chasing fame isn't chasing happiness. It's chasing some form of success and hope that people like what you're doing. That's not chasing happiness. You can be perfectly happy with that, all of that. I mean, I'm perfectly happy, and I have an awful show that nobody watches.
True. I think it is a perfectly fine point that Redbar is making here. I simply think that he is the worst person possible to be making it. He is attempting, and listen, you know this, Tom, you're into Howard Stern and that sort of universe, and you know I don't know anything about that stuff, but the one thing I hear from Stern guys, so correct me if I'm wrong here on this, is the thing that's changed the most about Howard, right, is that not the being woke thing. I see that popping up on Twitter all the time. Not going into the studio anymore because of COVID. He's a germaphobe. The thing that made him really made him fall off, from what I hear, is that he started chasing being friends with these celebrities. He wants to be invited to the club. Is that true?
I would say a lot of people theorize that Howard was always in high school and college, and when he was on the radio, certainly at first, he was the outcast. He was the one nobody wanted to be around. He was the bad boy of radio. And for a long time, I think Stern people would agree with me, his name was almost like verboten to say, oh boy, I know I'm going to hear something about that. Anyway, so
yeah,
he
we're
was
about to get real
Howard
pedantic
Stern.
on that.
Howard Stern, I can never be on that show. And I think maybe he is a little hobnobby, whether it's for career reasons, personal reasons, I don't know. But his show certainly has become, nothing but the biggest stars.
Well, what I've noticed is Redbar used to be a Man-Cow O&A ripoff, right? And now he's a Howard Stern ripoff. He's trying to make his studio look like Stern. He's got Jules pretending to be Robin. It's a really sick sort of skinwalking thing he's going for. He got the same microphone. He's doing all this stuff. And now he's talking about the biggest names. He used to cover Donkey Lips from Salute Your Shorts and Josh Denny, two fucking untouchables of human beings. Now he talks about the biggest names that have ever existed on the internet. And I know the argument would be like, but he's not trying to be friends with them, because he makes fun of them. It's like, well, that's what Stern used to do too. And then he would also bump the elbow. And if you notice, the thing that I've noticed is, because these clips, the clips constantly come up for me. I can't stop. Like, I tell YouTube all the time, do not recommend. But then there's always some new Redbar clip channel, which, by the way, I'm starting to suspect some of these clip channels are just run by Mike, run by Jules. Because it's always like they've got it instantly. They've got a perfect quality clip. It's out there. It's exactly, you can tell they were recording this one for the clip channel, that kind of thing. The thing I've noticed, though, is one thing that he's including now that I never saw before is like, I can't remember what he calls it, but basically anytime somebody big mentions Redbar now, he does a whole thing about it. It's like, look, I'm being mentioned, I'm being talked about. That is the fame chasing. So this clip to me is very funny. And
Well,
go ahead.
I saw a clip recently where Louis Gomez and Big J mentioned Redbar, and there was probably a 15-second, maybe 30 discussion of Redbar.
Right.
And he had to play the entire thing, and there was, I have to admit, there was a lot of that's no Redbar. They're talking about Redbar.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of, you know, of course, you know, and yeah.
Jules, I mean, listen, and he's got to drag everything out because, yeah, listen, if you were at your fucking, the end of your life, you'd probably be dragging out every instant of somebody thinking about you too. But I just think it's very funny that Comedy Shaman is watching this for tips. He's watching this thinking like this is sage advice. And it's an old clip, by the way. You can tell it's an old clip because it's his old studio where he asked me how to set up his lighting. And I don't get, like, I don't know if Comedy Shaman doesn't know that. I've gotten some messages from Comedy Shaman. He won't stop messaging me yet again. He won't stop messaging me, telling me how I really got him, and he thinks that the episode I did about him was very funny and blah, blah, blah. You know, this is PodAwful talking about PodAwful in the wild. Comedy Shaman mentioned me. So, wow, Tom Gulley knows who I am. So,
yeah.
Comedy Shaman
is he 12 years old? I mean, he's pretty...
No, he's pretty beat, actually. I don't know how, I think he's like 28, 29 or something, but he might as well be your age. He's done a lot of meth, and it's really fucked him up. And I like him. I do want him to co-host the show. I don't take anything away from this, but I do see clips like this where, you know, he keeps telling me in messages over and over again, like, you're going to see, I'm making fun of Redbar. Redbar, actually, I'm not puppeteered by him. I don't have this love for Redbar. In fact, the episode he's doing right now, this live thing that we weren't able to watch, is him doing a parody of Redbar. He's doing Redneck Bar right now. So this is him attempting, because of my show, Comedy Shaman is now trying to prove that he's not under the thumb of Redbar. Let's watch this clip.
By the way, fame is a sickness. These people who chase this stuff, they're chasing happiness. Oh, and I'm not.
Oh, Jules, you hear that? They're chasing happiness.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You're chasing clout, fame, all that shit. You're chasing happiness.
Which, like, okay. Okay, so your point is his point. That's not really. You can't really react. Like what? All right. What if I were to play this clip, right, and then this is all I do?
By the way, fame is a sickness. These people who chase this stuff, they're chasing happiness. And I'm not.
Exactly. When you're chasing clout, fame, all that shit, you're chasing happiness.
Exactly. Because when you chase clout and fame, you're chasing happiness. Tom, any thoughts?
Exactly. When you're chasing fame, you're chasing happiness. Because I'm a psychiatrist.
Exactly.
And one thing I've been able to do with this, building all this, is
building all of this, by the way,
oh my God,
this, which is of course a tapestry and Amazon's acoustic foam first page results.
He's got a full-on goat that's got more hair than his head does, and he looks like a G.I. Joe doll got like influenza or something. That is way too much goatee for that face.
It is a little painted on looking.
I'm able to look inside of myself for happiness. And I encourage whoever, whether it be Jesse.
That's me. I'm getting mentioned in this. So PodAwful, guys, we're known. We're famous now.
Whether it be fucking Mersh watching this show.
Whoa.
Whether it be goddamn Foghorn Leghorn.
Okay, I don't think he's watching, but it's possible.
I don't care. I want.
By the way, I told him the last episode he was talking into the side of his microphone. I told him you should talk into the end of it, and he's now doing that. So congratulations to Comedy Shaman for figuring that one out. Now we're going to try the plosive thing. We're going to try to step back from the mic a little bit and
to be able to see that Jesus Christ, I'm tangenting off.
Tom, do you have any mic techniques he could try out? Something? I mean, you're an old school
Well,
radio guy.
I do it a little differently. I have my mic to the side, so it's like right here. So
Yeah,
I'm
you can
not
talk into it
speaking
like this.
directly into it. And the only thing I say is, "Son, don't be talking too much about Redbar, son. It's a joke, son."
Yeah. Some microphones are made to talk, kind of away from them, but a lot of them are not, especially these like USB, computer mics like that.
Tangenting off.
Yeah, I have I agree with you 100%. Mine's is not one of those. It's a regular studio mic. So, I used to have it a little more straight on, and I did get plosives, and I changed it. No big deal. But
what's wrong? I mean, what's wrong with talking like this every once in a while? It's no big deal.
He's doing what he used to call ice cream coning the mic.
What does that mean? Wait, why do you call it that?
It's like he's eating an ice cream cone. He's,
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, the point is, okay, that's going to go on PodAwful. Lovely.
By the way, famous.
Okay, so people are now concerned about being clipped by PodAwful.
See that?
I like how he knocks over his own king. You know, right?
Checkmate. I got to see that one more time. Sorry, hang on.
I want
I don't even know what happened, like what went wrong there. Okay, so he's talking.
people to be able to see that. Jesus Christ, I'm tangenting off. Okay, I'm sorry. Look, the point is, okay, that's going to go on PodAwful. Lovely.
Okay, lovely, he says. Well, very good. That's awesome. Okay, the Comedy Shaman. We are going to be checking in. Now, do you have any tips for the Comedy Shaman when he comes? Because now you've co-hosted PodAwful to some degree here, Tom. So when he comes on to co-host, do you have any tips for him?
Don't be yourself.
True.
That's probably it. Let Jesse kind of guide you into what you should say and do. And probably, if all else fails, pretend Jesse is Redbar and then just repeat the last 10 to 15 words he said and say exactly at the end.
Oh, wait, is this really Comedy Shaman in chat right now? He says, let's go live. Let's go live. Well, I would love to go live. I am live, though. I can't really go any more live than this Comedy Shaman. He's wanting to. He wants to take over your spot right now, Tom. He's trying to jump down.
I mean, that's fine.
No. This is Tom Awful. This is a tomfoolery episode.
I will give up any opportunity, which I didn't know that there was an opportunity till just now. If he will shave off his goatee live on air on your program.
I would love that. Let's save that, though. We'll do that on the Comedy Shaman episode, but definitely we do have to shave you, get all your hair off of you, maybe check out other parts of your body. K-Fur499 says, why do you watch the Shuli Network and waste the little money you've been SCing BS show? You're not adding anything. Do you like movies about gladiators? I understood about half of that. I didn't really.
Well, the movies about gladiators obviously is Airplane, but
that was the part I understood.
I like Shuli Network because they're super funny. They're comedians, and I enjoy commenting. It's. I have to admit, I'll tell you right now, when one of my comments gets featured, that I've written a joke, I like that. I love that. I have a job where I write all the time. I've always been able to write. So when I'm just sitting there cranking out jokes, when they have one they think is funny, pull it up and crack up, I get the endorphins from that and everything. If that makes me a fanboy or whatever, fine. I don't care. I like it, and so that's why I do it.
Tom, do you mind? Comedy Shaman is currently watching us live right now, and I know you won't be able to hear it. Do you mind if I just play a little of that while he's live talking about it? All right, I'm going to start playing this here. It says, why do you watch the Shuli Network? And
what in the fuck? What the hell is wrong with Foghorn's bastard child? Like, just because your dad didn't want you don't mean you got to do weird shit to men. What the fuck? Like, my lord. And I'm still going to
He's doing a voice right now, Tom.
But I'm going to try to have respect and still do my thing. That's the way I do it. Man, come on. Let's go.
Commenting, it's I have to admit, I'll tell you right now, when one of my comments gets
this is bizarre.
Featured, that I've written a joke, I like that. I love that. I have a job where I write all the time. I've always been able to write.
And here's the other thing, is like I gave him credit. He did a good job blasting me. What, are you going to blast me for doing a fucking parody now? Like, I planned on doing this, dude. It has nothing. You really think I did this? Oh, I want Jesse to like me. You think that? You are that narcissistic and arrogant?
This is Tom. I know you can't hear it. This is the weirdest episode we've ever done. This is so fucking bizarre. I don't even have words for it. I'm not really even sure where to begin. He is, I don't know if he understands what's happening here. I thought we were kind of being nice, but he seems to think that we're trying to.
Is he like a Rupert Pupkin type of a character?
I don't know. I think people think that of me, so I don't know. I've never even actually seen that movie. He's sort of a Joker 2019 style guy. One of the Earth's 2019 Jokers. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is getting off the fucking rails right now, and it sucks that you can't hear these things. That really is.
It sucks that nobody from your chat has gone into his chat, if indeed he has chat. And is he listening to you right now? Is that what?
Yeah, he's watching us right now, and he's commenting on what we're doing right now on his show. So.
I'm sure he has he ever done stand up? Does he, he's got all these comedy opinions.
No, he's never done anything until he's done 4 of these episodes now, I think, maybe 5. He's never done anything before. There's one thing he did before that. Meth.
Well, does he have some really great imitations? Does he do Schwarzenegger and Christopher Walken? And
he does the hell out of Hank Hill over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super.
Yep.
Is he in your Discord?
I don't remember. I think maybe no. He might have come in and left. I don't remember now. K-Fur for $4.99 says, why do you waste 3 to 4 hours every morning watching that really awful show? Do you think that's funny? Anthony Zenhauser, really? Ever see a grown man naked?
First of all, the show is only 2 hours. Second of all, I work at my computer all morning. So it's on while I'm working on the computer, and I love that show. I really do. I laugh so hard. And so, yeah, I do. I like it. If you don't like it, well, you're welcome to your opinion.
K-Fur again for $1.99 says, what do you do all day? Don't lie.
I sit in front of a computer and I place and analyze digital advertising. And it's sometimes entertaining and interesting. I also write really long blog articles about firearms. And, so I am in front of a computer a lot. Yeah. And I need to be entertained and stimulated while I do that. And, those programs, live programming on YouTube, I don't really watch a lot of regular television anymore, streaming television, because I find that individually created content on YouTube is much more fascinating and interesting. And I'm kind of addicted to it. So that's what I do all day long. I get up in the morning, I look at Google Analytics, I look at my Meta ads managers. I mean, it's awful. It's stultifying intellectual wasteland of crunching numbers.
K-Fur again for $1.99 says, would you accept a job on BS shows / Shuli Network?
I don't think I'll ever be offered one, but if they offered me one, of course I would.
What about on the PodAwful network?
Just depend on compensation. I'm Tom Gulley, and you're watching Is This Live, the show on the PodAwful TV network, podawful.pizza. I think I've proven over the years that I, for money, will
Do
accept
literally
a job
anything.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah. David Skywalker's been a member for a month. He says the Tom Gulley Show, and then he does a rock finger. And it's a black one. So David Skywalker's a black guy. You have a black fan, Tom. Finally, it's happening.
Parliament, Parliament thing there.
How do you feel about that? Knowing a black guy.
That's awesome.
That's
I think
awful.
that's solid.
It's awful.
Okay, well, I don't know how you feel about it, but however you feel, we'll figure it out. Jason Jankowski for $2 says, I've worked out my gullies in honor of you, Tom.
I don't know what that means, but as long as you're feeling the burn, go with it, man.
I think he's talking about his tits. VV Vigo for $9.99 says, so why do good girls like bad guys? I've had this question for a really long time.
Forbidden fruit, taboo, exciting.
David Skywalker again for $2. Tom Gulley, can you unblock decline host? Again, I think you've unblocked everyone, right?
I have. I went through and unblocked and that was done last night. So
okay. K Fur for $4.99 says you get excited to see your words on a screen seen by less than 1,000 people, yet you do this for a living. Sounds like BS to me. By the way, that's K Fur's I think 5th time sending in a super chat through this stream with less than 1,000 people watching. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, I don't know that your numbers are correct, but my words appear on the screen on a lot of other things than that program. And frankly, if it is just those 1,500 people, I don't care. That's fine with me.
And
I like those guys. I like the people in the room.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go into some Gully news.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, so, Tom, you do news stories on your program, right?
Yeah.
So, I thought maybe you could read a few headlines like you do on your show, and then we'll comment on them.
So what you're saying is you want the entire count of people following the stream to drop radically right now.
Yes, please.
That's what you're really saying.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't realize Discord wasn't going to just let me open this, but let me open this. Okay, this was a story it's awesome. It's just awesome. Let me see if you're going to put stuff in the background.
Tom, opinion on interracial relationships.
I'm sorry?
Opinion on interracial relationships?
I'm in favor of two people that love each other, that are of consenting age, having whatever kind of relationship they want that doesn't involve violence.
Okay.
I had that written down because I figured I'd get a question like that.
Yeah, that was weird that you
host
were reading that off of a paper in front of you. You had copy for that one, but okay. Thank you, PieSec, for that one.
I scratched out the Your Honor at the end. The host of a weekend family lunch at her Australian country home was charged Thursday with murdering her ex-husband's parents and aunt with poisonous mushrooms and attempting to murder a fourth guest, police said. Police arrested Erin Patterson, 49, at her home in the Victoria state of Leongatha, where her former husband's parents, Gail and Don Patterson, both 70, Gail Patterson's sister, Heather Wilkerson, 66, and Wilkerson's husband, Ian Wilkerson, were invited for lunch on July 29th. All four guests were hospitalized the next day. Only Ian survived. They apparently had death cap mushrooms was what she put in their soup.
Well, I would say,
so there you go.
I would say if you were to come any soup, it would probably be death cap mushroom soup.
Well, they do call it a. I would say that would be an unhappy ending.
Now, I gotta say, I feel like this lady Erin Patterson should be set free. Isn't it kind of their fault for eating death cap mushroom soup? Like, me personally, if you were to give that to me, I would say no, thank you.
Maybe she just told him it was to die for, something like that, and didn't mention the death cap mushrooms. She She maintained she didn't know they were death cap mushrooms, but if I was to go further into the story, apparently she had done this once before. And what gets me is like it's the ex-wife. Like, why would you? Hey, my ex-wife's going to come over and prepare you all a meal. Why is she talking to us? Why she's not part of our family? Why is she making us soup? What's going on here? So I kind of fault them for that, unless they're just so old they can't prepare their own soup. I don't know, but
I do.
Why would an ex do that?
I do have to say, I feel it's a little odd that you just started us off with a family annihilation story.
No, one of them survived.
The lady who murdered them all?
No, Ian.
Oh, well, he wasn't there.
4 people.
He wasn't there.
No. She fed soup to 4 people, and one of the 4 survived.
Oh, okay. So it's a happy ending, is what you're saying. Okay,
it
great.
It is. Well, not the kind of happy ending most people are used to, but yes, it is a happy ending.
Downer. Here's what you get out of the Tom Gulley Show. Bit of a downer. Let's go to the next story, I say.
Okay. 4 men were charged Monday over the theft of an 18-karat gold toilet from Blenheim Palace, the sprawling English country mansion where British wartime leader Winston Churchill was born. The toilet, valued at $5.95 million, was an artwork titled America and intended as a pointed satire about excessive wealth by Italian concept artist Maurizio Catalan. It was part of an art installation at Blenheim Palace near the city of Oxford a few days before it vanished overnight in September of 2019. The Crown Prosecution Service said Monday it has authorized criminal charges against 4 men. They were accused of burglary and conspiracy to transfer criminal property. But here's the good news. The toilet, the golden toilet, was fully functioning, and prior to the theft, visitors to the exhibition could book a 3-minute appointment to use it. Police said that because the toilet had been connected to the palace's plumbing system, its removal caused significant damage. The museum said the artwork invited viewers to, quote, make use of the fixture individually and privately to experience unprecedented intimacy with a work of art.
I gotta say, this, number one, we had a goon, her name's Ilma Gore. She did this already, like years ago. We had a whole episode about her. She made a toilet out of gold and Louis Vuitton. She like cut up a bunch of Louis Vuitton bags and made a toilet out of it. Same fucking idea. Oh, America, same thing. You know, she's one of these people that makes like anti-Donald Trump art and shit like that. And also she made a conspiracy against Marilyn Manson to call him a rapist. She's also, her most famous works are a nude statue of Donald Trump and making Marilyn Manson a rapist. So this, number one, this is kind of biting a thing that already happened. Number two, this whole thing, like, oh wow, you get to use the toilet. You know, probably some people were titillated by that. Here's the thing. There's no such thing as a toilet you can't use, all right? Even the ones in Home Depot or Lowe's, like, they don't tell you that. You can test those out. There's no stop. Yeah. Once you're seated on it, they can't pull you off. They have a rule there about it. And sure, it's not going to go anywhere. The flush isn't going to work, but you get the feel for it. You get to squish around in it, see what's up. Me personally, I don't know how you are about it. Tom, do you sit or stand to wipe?
Sit.
Nice. Now, not only do I stand to wipe, I actually stand to poop. For me personally, I don't even need a toilet necessarily. It could just be a hole in the floor that sort of flushes the things away or whatever. Like the Chinese use a hole in the floor, but they squat over it. And I've always found that strange. Here's the interesting thing. If you stand to poop, and they don't tell you this, you don't have to wipe afterward. There's no mess.
So your own bidet?
I mean, well, that sounds like you're pissing into your own asshole. I wouldn't say that. But, no, I'm just, if there's something about when you poop standing up, I think this is just the way humans were made, the nature of it. Like, what other animal has to wipe its ass? None. The poop just comes out and they're done. There's no poop back there anymore.
No other animal has shampoo either. But to your point, is the standing up thing? Is there a degree of difficulty there?
No.
Is it something that you just learned, Kentucky windage?
I'll tell you.
whatever?
I'll
Is
tell
it-
you what happened is I was in a photo finish moment, getting to the bowl one time, and as nature called, and I made my way to the to my biological appointment. It was neck and neck, and in fact, the poop had a neck on it at this point, and it was poking out to say hello. And I pulled down my pants. I did that thing, you could just pull down your pants and sit simultaneously, but for whatever reason, despite the urgency of this this meeting, I pulled down the pants while standing and then stood back up. I did one of those moves.
Yeah.
And when I stood back up, it just came out of me. It just shot out. And I went, what the? And, you've never pooped standing up. You don't think about this stuff. You haven't pooped standing up since you were a baby. And so, I didn't even know if it had really happened, but I heard the plop into the toilet. I felt the splash of water on the back of my thighs. And I look back there, I'm like, holy crap. And not only that, this is the most fascinating part. I didn't have to flush because the poop went in at such a velocity, at such an angle, it just went down the drain.
Venus.
Yeah, it went right down the drain. So no wipe. I went to wipe. There was nothing there. I went to flush. There was nothing there. It was the most, it was one of the most strange experiences of my life. But ever since then, I just stand to poop. And every single time, I don't have to flush at all. I don't have to wipe. I smell like shit, but...
Well, the thing about this story that's interesting to me is that they give you 3 minutes. Because even if there's not a line, and regardless of what you're going to do in there, you had to gauge it so that when you hit the door, you're ready to rock and roll because you only have 3 minutes.
Right.
And how do you do that? Are they serving bran muffins outside I don't know. But imagine, if you will, I don't know if you had brothers and sisters growing up, but at the end of the 3 minutes, you get a, come on, get out of there. And you're not done. What are you going to do?
Well, this is why everybody should poop standing up. It doesn't take, it's a 1 second phenomenon at that point. And now listen, if you're at work, go ahead and sit down to poop. You obviously shit on someone else's time. But at home, stand up. I'm telling you guys, try this at home. You don't even have to lift obviously the lid, but the seat can stay down. You're not going to hit the seat. You think it's going to it could flop anywhere. As long as you are facing the opposite way from the toilet, it's going to go in that toilet. Let her rip, let her fly, and let me know and let Tom know. You can email Tom at
Tom@thetomgullyshow.com. Your point is well taken to me because I'm not a germaphobe, but I don't think you have to be a germaphobe, to not want to ever go into an airport bathroom. And because if you sit down on one of those, you're guaranteed rash and, probably tuberculosis and some other things. With your method, you're fine. You don't have to sit on the public toilet seat in the airport.
It's the cleanest. You don't have to wash your hands at the end. There's no reason to do it because you didn't have to flush. You didn't have to wipe. Your hands are clean. Your hiney's clean. The toilet's clean. I'm telling you guys, try it at home. Let us know how it works out and email Tom at tom@thetomgullyshow.com and let him know and take a photo of your poop and let him send it to him.
Just to save me some time, do you have a name for this? Because I think you're going to start a wave with this. Is it Jesse squatting? Is it?
Well, it's not squatting. You can't call it that. I would say it's nature's intention is what I would call it. It's
hashtag nature's intention.
I would say it's godly droppings is what I would call it.
There you go.
Godly droppings. And by the way,
or deer droppings, because deer we're the only animal that I think that squats. Most animals you've seen a horse, you've seen a deer.
Hey, I've seen a horse. I swear to God, I have seen a horse. I definitely know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Or an
all
elephant,
know.
if you've
We
been
all
to
know
the
what a horse. I mean, we all know. You guys know what a horse. I don't have to tell you guys about horses and the tricks they do.
While they're walking.
And they walk the way they walk that we've all seen before. Insurmountable Nitwit member for 5 months says, Tom, could you plug your firearms blog?
It's not mine. And no, I'm not going to do that. If you're smart at all, you can find it and figure it out. But I don't think I don't think they would like me mentioning it on this channel.
K-Fur for 199 says, questions were asked for in this form. I'm a fan of hate. Okay. And then for 199, K-Fur says, numbers of live viewers don't matter. You're the best to do it. So thank you, K-Fur, for that. Tom, what's our last news story here?
Oh. Okay. This isn't even that great.
Oh, wait.
really.
Have you ever been fecally incontinent?
Unable to go or not go? Incontinent means you're unable to stop going. Correct?
Exactly, yes.
I have to say no.
Never had. Have you ever had an accident, gambled and lost, slipped a disc?
If I can't remember it. No, I've always been pretty good that way. And of course, at the age I am now, I have sometimes the opposite problem. You gotta, it's a fight to stay regular. Let's put it that way.
Okay, well, that was too much information. You went too far with it, to be honest.
Wait,
hang on a second. And this is a little bit off topic, but did 9/11 happen?
Yes.
You're sure?
Happens every year.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. All right, what's our last story?
Pop culture depictions of puberty are common on TV, movies, books, music, all frequently show the tumult between tweens coming of age. Until recently, the same could not be said of the reverse puberty many women experience as their hormone shift approaching the end of their periods in middle age. Then along comes First Lady Michelle Obama talking with People magazine about taking hormone replacement therapy and giving up on her toned Michelle Obama arms. Drew Barrymore has
she was born a guy. Michelle Obama was born a guy. Michael.
Unaware of that. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore says
her preferred bathroom is a female bathroom. What bathroom do you identify? We were talking about bathrooms a minute ago. What bathroom do you identify with, Tom?
I guess it would be the men's room.
Wow. Me personally, I don't identify with a bathroom. I'm just a guy. But apparently a lot of people now, I saw a TED Talk by a lady who was a guy. I saw a TED Talk by a lady whose shoulders were much wider than her hips. And she said that it was incredibly, that she identifies with being a bathroom. And the ladies, she said, she's into sinks and toilets, but not urinals at all. You see what I'm saying? And
I do.
And she said, this beautiful lady said that, because she has a mental pussy. So she wants to pee sitting down. And I bet she would even probably poop sitting down, even after finding out it's better for you to do it standing, just for the mental sort of identifying with a Now, I've never identified with any room of any building at all. I've never, maybe airplane hangar. But apparently a lot of these, what is the term you guys used to call these people? The people that go from one sex to the other?
I think it's the one they're using now. I don't really remember.
What did you call them growing up? You had to have an old name. I like to talk to my dad about this stuff. He's an old fella. And I like to ask him, what were the old school words? Because the language is always changing. I can't keep up.
Right. Well, when I was growing up, it just nobody talked about it. It was very
confirmed bachelor. You called him a confirmed bachelorette, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So these confirmed bachelorette, according to this TED Talk I saw, this confirmed bachelorette said that like 59% of people who have to use the wrong bathroom commit suicide, which seems like a lot. Seems very high. That's like an alarming number. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in this situation, Tom. I have. You go to a place, let's say you go into McDonald's, you're late for an appointment, so to speak, and you run in there, you go, I'll buy something after, please. And then you run over, you see, it's late. It's 8 p.m. or whatever, and so they've got the out of order sign on the men's room because they're cleaning it in there. And so what are you going to do? You're going to go in the play place? You're going to go inside the ball pit? Or are you going to go in the ladies' room? And I can remember, and it's just like this beautiful woman said, I remember going in that ladies' room, my head hanging in shame, sitting there in that stall. And this is before I learned to do it standing. Sitting there in that stall. Alone, by the way. This is just a single-use bathroom. And my head in my hands and I'm sitting there, I'm doing my business and reaching into my purse and pulling out a gun and putting it in my mouth and thinking, this might be it. This might be the time. And I just wanted to know, have you ever experienced anything similar to that?
I actually, one time, was in a building that I worked in, and the men's room was being repaired, and they had the tape on it, and I didn't have time to go to another part of the building to another one. I was eminently in danger of problems, and the cleaning woman was just about to go into the woman's room, and I said, please, the men's room, she knew the men's room. I was right across the hallway. I said, I must go in here. Can you watch the door? And she said she would. And I ran in. The most shocking thing of the whole episode was when I went into the ladies' room, it was like I was in the Palace of Versailles compared to the men's room. There was a little couch in there. There was wallpaper that was stylish and decorative, and the nice color scheme. The men's room looked like it's like a typical gas station on a highway somewhere. And I subsequently have learned that is not uncommon.
Yeah.
That the ladies' room is far more opulent than the men's room.
You liked it in there.
And,
it's because I know sometimes a ladies' room will have like a couch in it. They'll have like a lounge.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
So you liked the ladies' room. So you sort of identify with the ladies' room then.
I appreciated the ladies' room, and I'm a little jealous that I would just prefer that they did that in the men's room. There was a couch. There was Alexa playing some of that, like that tone that people sleep to and stuff. It was really, there was a couple Yankee candles burning in there.
Actually, Tom, I'm sorry. Can you, I hate to say it, can you go back to the news story you were reading a second ago? Because people are tuning out like crazy. I don't think they want to hear about you pooping.
I don't think this, well, I don't blame them. I don't think this story is going to help. Julie Holland, a psychiatrist and author of the book Moody Bitches from Penguin Books, about how hormonal fluctuations affect women's lives, sees a growing willingness over the past decades to talk about menopause and also about women's hormones and reproductive health more broadly.
Now,
this is a zeitgeist
do the
tipping point,
transsexuals, the perverts as they called them in the chat room, do they have a menopause after they get their underside scrambled?
I don't know.
If you
almost feel like they would.
Yeah, if you identify with a female bathroom, do you at 45 years old start, going through hot flashes?
Yeah, I think it depends on if you identify with having menstrual cycles first. Because you can't, have something disappear if it never existed. So
where did the surgery for that come from?
I think it was Sweden, wasn't it?
Is it? I honestly don't know.
Christine or Christiane Jorgensen, I think.
Yeah.
That was the only thing you would ever hear about that back in the day until tennis player Renee Richards, who was a man, and then went through the change and actually competed in women's tennis after that.
You ever hear of Dr. John Money?
No.
Really? Okay. Dr. John Money did a lot of the experimentations. He did some experiments on twins I'm a twin. I don't know if you know that. I have a twin brother. And so
I did not know that. I understand he passed away, maybe sort of, but not really.
No, that was a joke. He did not actually die.
Yeah.
We were fooling a big fat guy. But my twin brother, we read about this John Money guy. He did these experiments on twins. And to see, to figure out this gender thing, to figure out this sex change stuff. Really horrific shit. Both of the brother, even the one that didn't get fully experimented on, both of them ended up taking their own lives, sort of, wrong bathroom style later in life. The one that they forcefully changed into a girl, detransitioned later in life and then committed S, and so did his brother. And apparently John Money was also doing some like we're not supposed to talk about that, but really sick shit that they were doing to these kids, and experimenting on twins, which is like, who does that,
It's very bad. I don't know if you heard about this story, and I don't need to go into it other than just to tell you about this story. But there was a mayor in Alabama who, when the hurricanes came to Alabama, famously had President Trump visit him. He was very, forward in the media, and he was a pastor locally. Stop me if you've heard this, but some Republican watchdogs searched into his internet background, deeply into it, and found that he had been dressing up in women's clothes.
Story of my life.
Did you hear about this?
Story of my life.
And I don't mean, and this is a big dude, man. This is not diminutive. And they outed him, and 2 days later,
Tom, which one of these is your logo? Font chat. We're entering font chat. Which one of these is your logo? You have to choose right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered font chat.
The answer to this question is that neither of them is my logo.
One of these. Now, Tom claims.
No, my logo within sort of a TV chat with antennas, and it says the Tom Gulley Show.
Correct. Now, Tom
Perhaps
claims.
The question you meant to ask which of these is the.
Tom claims that his logo does not use a font. I claim that I have found the font that his logo uses. One of these two images here, these two sets of Tom Gulleys, one of these was pulled directly from the logo in which Tom just described, the TV logo, much like the parody version I have on the thumbnail for this episode, pulled straight from there, every character not modified. The other one, the font that I found that I believe is indeed the font that Tom uses for his logo. Tom, you say it's not a font, but I say, which of these is your logo? Ladies and gentlemen, font chat.
I will answer your question. And I'm not just going to give you the thing I'm about to say. Neither of those is actually my logo.
But again,
You
one of them
understand
is
that?
pulled
Pedantic.
One of them is pulled
So
directly from your logo. One of them
that's different. I
top or
understand
bottom,
that.
which one's Tom?
And I'll just repeat what I've said all along. You have something so incredibly close to what is in my logo that it's pretty much the same thing. But I can't really answer your question.
Which one? Top or bottom?
I would just use my logo. I have my logo. So going through the process of figuring out which one of those is actually, the thing that is
Tom,
in
this
my
is a test.
logo
This is a test.
of no interest to me at all.
This is a test. For the next 50 seconds, you can no longer be pedantic. Tom, which of these is your logo?
No, I just said
Tom,
I'm not going to go through that exercise.
50 seconds. This is
you have so successfully, maybe even replicated what I'm doing.
Tom, one of these.
That it's
one of these.
Not necessary for me to.
One of these.
Jesse,
I will say this. I'll say this. Hang on. I'll say this. I originally said only 2 of the letter forms, 2 of the characters, are actually in any significant way different from one another. I actually take that back. I made a mistake when replicating your logo, and actually, it's only one of the letters is different. I accidentally used the uppercase O instead of the lowercase o, and that was the only reason there's a difference in these two. So in fact, there is a mistake on my part, which should help you decide which of these is yours. Tom Gulley, for 50 seconds, no pedantry, top or bottom.
You know, Jesse, if you could make a mistake, I mean, come on. We all know you're smarter than me.
Top or bottom, Tom?
How can I be? If I was to answer that question, I have to sit down with both of those and my actual logo and compare them in very, very, very great detail. And I'm just
you
I'm
claim
not able
you
to
do not have a font for your logo. I claim you do. And by the way, it's the Taco Bell sauce packet font.
That's not what it's called.
But it's what it is. The old Taco Bell sauce packets had this exact font on them. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been uncovered.
You may indeed be right about that, but whatever font the artwork on my logo was derived for, it was altered. It's not the exact
not
thing
enough. Not enough. In fact, you also have this same these same letter forms in a message that says, in a banner that says, have an eargasm, and you claimed that that too is not a font. This was your claim. Tom Gulley.
I don't know if that's the case. The second thing you said about what's in that banner,
this is what
I don't know if that's accurate.
This is what you were saying.
No, last night I said there's letters that don't exist in my logo that have also been altered, but I don't know that that's the case for that particular banner. I would have to check.
Tom Gulley.
There's another banner on the internet that says, I think it says "Pod Damn, this is entertainment" or something like that. And but you'll be able to see those all on new merchandise that'll be coming out very soon.
Tom Gulley, I need you to answer this question right now.
I can't. I just told you I'm incapable of answering that without sitting down, and I would answer it if you know me.
Top or bottom, you must choose.
No, I simply can't.
Look at that.
That's looking pretty.
Does that look familiar, Tom? Border sauce.
Can you put it right? Can you put it right next to the logos? That is looking. I'm thinking.
Oh yeah.
Let me
listen. I'm a Taco Bell guy. Okay, I was going to figure this one out at some point.
No wonder you poop standing up. Let me see here. Let me just mail the designer right as we speak.
All right, go ahead and mail him. Ask
and
him top or bottom.
I don't know that I'll get an answer back.
Go ahead and ask him top or bottom. Gully to Gully here. I love you. I'm just not in love with you, says the border sauce fire message.
Well, that's maybe how he got it.
Look at that. Why?
I think.
Look at that. Why?
Here's what I will do for you. Are you going to leave this episode up?
Of course. On YouTube, what am I, YouTube? Tom Gulley?
Okay, I'm gonna have him look at this episode and give me an answer. Episode. Yeah. You never say that?
No. It's an
episode. Say that?
Look at that. Man. Look at that.
All the kids are.
You've been exposed, Tom. You're a Taco Bell franchisee. So you've been exposed.
No, actually,
here.
I'm a Taco Bueno guy, but back then I was probably Taco Bell.
No, you can no longer head for the border on this one. You need to come clean. Which is yours, the top or the bottom? Just take a guess. Here we go. We can't move on until you do this.
I could keep. We were just going in a circle here. I'm going to get the actual answer from the designer, and I will share that with you.
I will be forced. I will be forced to expose dark secrets if you do not answer top or bottom. I'm sorry, Tom. These are the rules.
Why will you be forced to do that?
Because you have to choose.
You know how pedantic I am. I'm actually, as we sit here, emailing the designer.
Salvo Pancakes for $10 says, Q, Tom, PodAwful is a block guy. He mutes, he deletes, he censors. How would you describe the hypocrisy of the troll guy who waddles away from any adversity? I had to make this alt just to ask, he says, for $10. Salvo Pancakes, friend of the show.
Could you repeat the question?
No, unfortunately, I cannot.
He's saying,
but thank you for the $10.
And,
I don't know what he's trying to say, but for $10, thank you so much, and thank you for making a brand new account just to send me that money. We will be reporting you to the IRS for that. All right, top or bottom, Tom? Which one? One of the.
Hold on a second. Am I frozen with you?
No,
I'm opening up. This new wind has really locked me up.
Yeah, it's lagging you a bit. It's lagging you a bit.
It should be better now. Look, the best I can do for you, Jesse, I will write the actual designer and I will have them tell me, because in order for me to do that, and I mean this seriously, in order for me to answer your question, I have to get what you've got there, email it to me if you want, and compare it to my actual logo. If I was visually enough skilled, I wouldn't hesitate to answer this. I'm not. That's why I had someone do my logo. So
I, however, am skilled enough to answer this, which is why I've been telling you from the beginning, it is a font, but you had to be pedantic about it. So here we are, Tom. Top or bottom?
I don't even have my logo up. Hold on.
Well, if you compare it, if you're comparing it,
it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those.
There's no trick.
Neither of them.
There's no trick whatsoever. If you're comparing it directly, if you're looking at the logo, that's cheating.
Well, I already told you I'm not visually skilled enough to tell the difference.
You are cheating. You are engaging in cheating. You're engaging in cheating.
Terrible. I'm admitting to you that I don't know.
Tom,
I have no idea.
Tom, the people out there, this is a controversy. The people out there have demanded it. You must answer.
I'm trying to give you an answer.
It's a simple answer. Top or bottom? Which one is the Tom Gulley?
I mean, seriously, we can go in a circle all day long.
The true Tom Gulley, top or bottom?
Don't know, can't pick.
So you're saying verse, switch, either way.
I'm saying what?
Either way, it doesn't matter to you.
It's not that it doesn't matter. It's just I can't pick which one.
Tom, this is a dark day.
Well, no, actually, it matters to you. It doesn't matter to me because I have the actual logo.
Tom,
I can tell you. Okay, never mind. I'll stop.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But pull those back over there.
Oh
again.
my God, Tom! You fucking all right. There you go.
Let me see here.
Top or bottom? Which is the true Tom Gulley?
If I was going to be forced to pick, which I am, since you're haranguing me and it's your show, yes. I would say it was. God, no, I'm about to do something I don't really want.
Tom, top or bottom? Which is the true Gulley?
My letters have little fake drop shadows behind them.
I've removed those. I removed those. So that
then it's doubly not my thing.
If you look at the thumbnail for this episode, you can see that I am fully aware of the drop shadows, and I've actually added them to the word foolery on this very thumbnail. I've copied it exactly, perfectly. Tom, top or bottom? The drop shadow does not change a thing. The font used has nothing to do with the drop shadow. That's added after the fact in Photoshop. Which one, top or bottom?
That's what you say.
I'm the expert.
That's what you say.
Yes, I'm the expert. I perfectly mimicked it.
Okay. All right.
I've perfectly mimicked it.
Jesse, I've given you my answer enough times. I'm not gonna give
Tom,
it again.
We're getting scammed here. We're getting scammed.
You're right. You are.
Tom,
so that's it.
I'm going to need you to choose top or bottom. You made me
unfortunate.
You made me move RoboCam all the way back to where he was before for this. You almost answered. We were so close, Tom.
I
You
know,
can't blue
it's
ball the
unfortunate.
audience. The audience is losing it right now.
Plus, there's some sort of a pattern on the left-hand side of the screen there on that sheet, which just throws me off too much.
That's that's for the background of Photoshop. That's what happens when it's transparent. You're only seeing part of it because of the exposure on the
I know.
camera. It goes across the entire image. Tom,
That's throwing me off.
Tom,
Jesse, we can sit here all night and do this, but I'm not going to answer.
Tom, unfortunately, I can't allow this.
I'm sorry.
It's with a heavy heart that I do this then. All you had to do was properly play font chat.
If I was going to pick one, it would be the top one. But that's all I'll say.
Are you saying you're
There you
not
go.
picking that one, but if you were picking it, that's what it would be?
And you accuse me of being pedantic.
I think you were being pedantic just then. I'm just clearing it up. Is that what you're so you are choosing the top?
Why do you have your finger on that box?
I was moving the camera back.
Why do you have
That's
your
how I
finger on that
that's
box?
how I control
Hey,
RoboCam.
hey, I tell you what, have it your way. Yeah, the top one. That's the one I want.
Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer
Neither.
was the bottom. I've perfectly replicated your logo using a font called, by the way, Yo Quiero. Yo Quiero, because it's a taco.
I can tell you that, and you know how many fonts are almost
Taco Bell.
the other font, but I tell you what, if you watch the Tom Gulley Show tomorrow, I will go into this issue, and I may have the actual designer on the phone with me.
Now, here's the thing. Let me be clear. As with many fonts, this font goes by many names. It's the exact same font. I actually have 3 versions of this font, but my favorite version of it, and by the way, version, again, it's just a different name. My favorite name for it is Yo Quiero, just because it is the Taco Bell sauce packet font.
What are the other names that you have? Because one of them, I might
would
go,
have to-
you know what? That's the name.
I would have to look. I do have 3 versions of it on my computer.
Oh, you would have to look.
I have memorized
Well.
this Yo Quiero so that I can use it when I'm doing
Well,
Tom
you'd have
Gulley
to
stuff.
look.
I'd have to look. I'd have to look. Listen,
So
Tom.
would I.
Tom.
So would I. That's,
Tom,
I said I'd have
sorry.
to look to
Sorry.
tell which one was mine.
Sorry, but in a
But I was wrong.
world,
I was
sorry,
totally wrong.
Tom.
I couldn't even pick my own logo out. I was
In
totally
a
wrong. There
world
you
of tops, Tom Gulley, you were the bottom. Sorry, you lose
Oh,
this
man.
one. You lose
That
this
hurts.
one. Well, listen, it's not my fault.
That's fine.
It's not my fault. And can I ask you about this? This is a little bit unrelated. What was this about? April 21st, 2003, you wrote, "Me versus the world, day 52. What's all this hubbub about date rape? You don't hear guys whining when they get stuck with some horny Bowser on a blind date, do you? Basically, we're just talking an exchange of a few bodily proteins and hormonal fluids, right? You give me some of your gravy, I give you some of my gravy. And sorry, Patsy Schroeder, but the word date constitutes to old-fashioned guys like me that the price of a meal has changed hands in the transaction. So let's just call it even, huh? Me 40, world 12.
Is that? First of all, it's 20 years ago.
Yes.
Over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Second of all, is that from
You were 40.
Is that from a? Trying to think of. There was a. Like it was almost like a blog posting site or something that a magazine I was working for had a whole bunch of stuff on it. And I don't recall having written that, but a whole bunch of people posted on that account. And that sounds like the Me versus the World sounds very familiar, but the rest of it doesn't. And I wasn't the only one posting on that. So
this was posted under your name on a website, and all of the Me versus the World.
My name?
Yes.
Was under my personal name?
Yes. That's how.
Well, it was on my account. I know that, but I don't recall it being
all of the
my
me
name.
versus the worlds were written under your name. It wouldn't even make sense if they weren't, because
that doesn't sound accurate to me. But what was the name of the?
I only have the screenshot here in front of me. I have to scroll back through a bunch of shit to find it now. But yeah,
I don't recall that. Doesn't sound like something that I would have written.
I find your words here interesting, because you said you give me some of your gravy and I give you some of my gravy. And you know, earlier we said you would come mashed potatoes and your girlfriend would come gravy. So
well, you said that.
Well,
you
agreed that you like mashed potatoes. I think
the we thing.
I think it's important that
I immediately interjected that it should be butter, but I'd like to know the name of that. The Me versus the World was a bunch of people writing to that, and it was not that account that I had anyway. Was not under my name. Okay. It was under the name of whatever. I can't even remember the. Because it was that all was also published on a website independent. What was the name of that site? The site itself was for all sorts of writing and publications. And I can't remember the name of it now.
So
because it's been 20 years.
You would say that maybe it's possible, at the very least, it's possible that perhaps you did not write this whatsoever.
I would say it's 100% sure that I didn't write that.
Because we only could have found it by Googling your name, obviously. The only way it would have ever come up. And
sure.
Now this was found.
If you say so.
This was found some time ago, and people have been the Gullerinos of PodAwful have been very concerned about this kind of writing.
Right.
Would you say that whether it was you or not, has your stance on date rape changed?
Well, no, because that's not my stance. I've always been against it.
Okay, very good. Ladies and gentlemen,
and incidentally, this is the thing I was talking to you about before the show that I was sure would happen.
What do you mean?
I told you before the show started that I was waiting for a thing that I wouldn't like, that I wouldn't like.
Why wouldn't you like this? It wasn't, we got to explain that you didn't type it.
Because it's another of the things that I'm presented with by you and your folks that you just know I won't enjoy answering. That's not materially
Well, if
true.
It's not you, who cares? All right, it's not you. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Gulley.
I care because it's another thing that's being associated with me. And I don't
you keep interrupting me. I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Gulley against date rape.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So now it's cleared up.
Play the clappy thing. I love it when you do that without the box.
Wait, what?
The clappy thing that you have that you used to do with your little sound box.
That's what I'm playing here. It's all hooked up here.
I can't hear it. hear it.
Oh, you couldn't hear it? It might be just too quiet.
No. But thank you for playing that. I always enjoy that.
See, I've got the Miami sound machine hooked up to this machine. I wired it in.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And cool. I can't believe you can't hear that. You can hear this though, right?
I have autism. I can't help.
None of this makes any sense. Discord is bizarre, and I gotta figure all this shit out. Okay. Jared. It is Jared's fault. I do blame Jared. By
the way, just for the record, there are probably things out there that I have written that I'm not crazy about having written when I was younger or whenever, and you guys have done a really good job of tracking down things about me. It's a little surprising to me that none of the good things ever show up. However, there's things out there I'm not proud of.
Like
I know
what?
You feel the same way about some of your past efforts.
Like what?
Like the things you did for the news early on.
No, I mean, like, what did you do that you're not proud of? Like what?
Oh, I like you just showed me something that's 20 years old that I have no knowledge of. And I can't sitting here right now just go, oh yes, 23 years ago I wrote like for instance, this isn't a.
By the way, I thought it was a good
thing,
article.
This isn't
I
a thing
with
that.
it.
This isn't a. This isn't a thing that I'm ashamed of or anything. But like my high school creative writing magazine that they had, I wrote a story in that when I see it now, it makes me cringe. Not for any other reason that it's something that a high school boy would have written. It's not that it's about a subject that I'm uncomfortable with. It's just the writing is bad, and it's you anybody that looked at it would say, "Oh, a teenager wrote this." So there's things out there like that,
Well, Lucas
and other
Maligu,
things. I mean, I've written a lot of stuff. So
Lucas Maligu gifted 20 subs for memberships. Thank you very much, Lucas. And guys, we're trying to get Tom monetized here on YouTube as well. So again, please go subscribe to the Tom Gulley Show. In fact,
I need watch hours now. I don't need subscribers. So open up like 5 browsers and click a show in each one of the 5 browsers. Leave it open, put it on loop.
We're going to give you a taste of Tom's show so you can see what it's all about. Salvo pancakes for $2.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
That's been proven to be poisonous to my show.
No, we got to show them what it's like. We've done this whole show. We haven't shown them what it's like.
I'm joking. Just go ahead.
Fake Salvo says, what's the green bar beneath Tom? Do you know HDMI? Tom?
I know what HDMI is. I mean, I don't necessarily high definition something else, but.
Okay. Great chat. Thanks for the 2. All right. Let's end it here then by playing a little bit of your program. I think now, back on I think Tuesday or whatever it was. You've been keeping up the episodes again. I keep saying this. Go ahead. What's up?
This is because we talked about a thing that you would do that I wouldn't like, and I'm not blaming you for this, by the way. This is probably the worst thing that you could do is play my program for me.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't enjoy this.
Tom, I love your program. I've told you that forever now. For 2 years, you've been hiding old episodes. I think you must be proud of these episodes in reality because you've been leaving these ones up for the past week. So I just went back to the oldest one this week here, and I've hit about midway through here, about 39 minutes in, random spot just to see what the show is all about. Now, again, I want you to be able to hear this. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Tell me if you can hear this.
I'm gonna jump ahead here because Dan Bongino.
Nothing there. All right, let me try. Now this trick worked once, so let's see if this works again this time. All right, let's try it this time. Now you watching the live thing I'm sharing there? Yeah, okay.
Well, no. I just see the same screen I've always seen.
Do you see where I'm now sharing? I'm now sharing to you this particular video on Discord. Can you click on that?
No.
There's no way.
No, there's nothing that
you don't see there. You don't see your thing with the phone and your phone number up above it? Somewhere on screen messages.
There. It says all it says is sharing their screen.
Yeah.
I see it on your screen there, the big board.
Yeah.
But I don't see it anywhere on mine.
All right, can you hear this?
It says, I remember you. No, I can't.
Criminy. All right, let me try this. I'm going to switch over to the app version of Discord.
Thanks, Jared.
Key ripes, man. Let me see if switching over to the app version changes anything. This should be fairly... Okay, this should be fairly painless for you. There we go. Now you might not be able to see me now, but I think it'll
3 dots there.
That's fine. If you can't see me, we're gonna live with that. We're gonna be fine with that. Let me just see if I can get you back on screen over here, and we're gonna pop you out, and we're gonna throw you over here. Now, let's see. Can you hear this?
Let's see here. Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, we're gonna do it that way. A little janky, but we're just gonna do it like this so you can hear. And I want the people out there to truly experience the Tom Gulley Show the way the way that the fans experience it.
No.
All All right, so here you
No,
go. And this
don't
is
do
your
that.
here's your call-in number here, 972-994-6822. All the new Gully heads out there, save that number into your phones. Tom, when do you usually go live, by the way? What is your schedule now?
I try to go live about 10 minutes after the Uncle Rico show stops, which usually is around 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern.
VV Vigo says for $2, Tom, can you identify the stream volume bar? It's not Tom's fault, so forget about that. Okay, here we go. Let's listen to this.
I'm going to jump ahead here because Dan Bongino says, I remember your show when those guys were smoking weed on TV years ago. I think it was you who interviewed them.
Dan Bongino. Who is Dan? That name sounds familiar.
I think that's somebody impersonating a super right-wing pundit on the radio that ran for
Dan
Congress.
Bongino's the I know him from like Revenge of the Sis. Those guys talk about it. Okay.
That is correct. Dan, I am surprised about that. I'll get back to that there in a second. That's actually a pretty good story. Did you see the picture on news of that mushroom woman just saying, if you know what I mean? Yeah, I did.
Oh, wait a second. Isn't that the news story we just talked about? You're using stories from earlier in the week for my show?
I am.
You're
yes,
repeating topics?
You said get me 3 stories, so I grabbed 3 stories.
Right. Let's skip ahead here. All right, sounds like so. That's cool. Dan Bongino tuned in. He knew something about your fucking thing.
I don't think that was Dan. Dan Bongino was not watching my show. Kim too, and I think he survived, but they died.
Okay, let's skip ahead here.
It's a completely different airframe made by Boeing because when I worked on the V-22 Osprey, that was a Boeing Bell partnership. And that was a subject.
All right, now give it a second. This is a random spot. I get it, but I just want you to get an idea of what Tom's show's like. So stick with us here.
Intentions sometimes. Megan Fox, hey everybody. I think I covered that. Jesse Eisenberger said that toilet, that's a crazy waste of money. So Dan, yes, that was a.
Okay, so it sounds like you're about to address Dan Bongino again. I can't help but notice that. Then you were talking to Megan Fox and Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, a bunch of people.
The show called J&B on the Rocks, and this was a national news story. It happened in Bloomington, Indiana. I was doing an afternoon drive there, and these guys on local cable access actually were smoking marijuana live and on television, and it was a huge national news story. The biggest reason probably was when the police got there, they could smell in the studio that a lot of marijuana had been smoked, but they smoked it all up. There was no more marijuana in the studio, so there wasn't anything they can do about it. Now, I think if you go to the TomGulleyShow.com.
All right, no offense. I get the story there. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
The Wolf says Dan Bongino was a Secret Service agent. I believe he was. He's retired, now a conservative pundit. I did know that. There's some really explosive audio of him arguing with a kind of a snarky reporter on the phone. By the way, if you haven't heard that audio, it's pretty incredible. It says probably melted down by the phone. Diana Brown says probably melted down by now. The toilet, yeah. Mark Wahlberg says 3 minutes. That's not enough time for me. Yeah. I'm wondering if you came there and you were having an emergency, you had a big Mexican lunch, you could just. Lady Gaga said, I'd like a toilet made out of solid gold, but that's just not in the cards, baby.
All the stars are out.
Yeah, and talking about spiders.
What? I'm a little confused on this because I haven't heard this back yet. I know about the spiders thing. There's some weird spiders thing going on. Now Mark Wahlberg and Lady Gaga are in here talking about golden toilets with you.
Yeah, I'm losing the sound of the playback, but that's okay. So I can't.
All right, we'll just play it then.
No, I've got. I think Slater said I had a gold toilet back in.
Wait.
Christian Slater said I had a gold toilet back in 1988. Now, didn't we all?
Christian Slater's here.
The Wolf says, I think Lady Gaga used Pervitine. Yeah. Megan Fox says, I love this show.
What is Pervitine?
I can't talk about it.
What does that mean?
That means I've been asked not to talk about certain things by you. And I'm sure you know those aren't actually Christian
Tom,
Slater.
wait, hang on a second. Tom, what is pervitine? Is that
You can Google it.
Does that have to do with perverts? What does that mean?
I take the fifth. It's something everyone can Google, or they could listen to one of my past shows.
Well, we're listening to the past show now, but you flew by it and talked to the next celeb.
So far, Chuck Norris says Tom gets all the good scoops. I wouldn't expect it.
What is I want to know what is that like is that one of those P word things we're not supposed to talk about?
I'm pretty sure that that's something they use to kill spiders with.
Pervitine. All right, I'll go. Fine. You're gonna make me Google it.
Well,
how do you spell
that? That yourself.
How do you spell pervitine?
Jesse's choice to.
Here we go.
I don't even know.
No, I got it. Pervitine, an early form of methamphetamine, was widely used in Nazi Germany.
I don't think that. Well, you may be right. I don't know. I don't really know enough about it to speak on the subject.
Why are you always talking about Nazis on your show? Every time I call in, it's Nazi.
I'm not. I was talking about an over-the-counter thing that somebody brought up on my show. I can't really be responsible.
So you're saying that nowhere in this program you mention Nazis. You just happen to bring up this Nazi meth.
No, I do not. Do not. I don't. And this is another of those things that I knew would happen, by the way.
You knew that you would bring
things
up
that you would bring up and then turn into something else. It's quite comical.
You just brought up the pervitine thing in this random clip. I literally just clicked the middle of the search bar in your video.
All sorts of, the freewheeling nature of my show would ensure that all sorts of things are discussed that I don't bring up.
But it's always Nazis, Tom.
No, that's an overstatement, and that's an inaccuracy.
I feel like
you know that. And again, this is one of those things. I mean, I'm glad you're having comedic fun with it. Go ahead, say whatever you're going to say.
It's already.
Just say it.
Listen, it's already come up.
By the way, I can't really see anything on my end here.
Yeah, it's because I had to switch over to the app thing, and now the video's not working. And we have to choose video or sound. I think sound's more important right now.
No, I don't.
Just to be clear, can we just address now that we've brought up the N word here? That I asked.
I didn't bring it up.
Well, you brought up the pervitine thing.
I didn't bring it up. I answered a question in my chat room.
Listen, I asked you not to talk about the N-word, but now it's come up. Let's just get this out there now. You're against N-words, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Anything less. These aren't actually scoops. These are, again, this show is completely unscripted on anything. I do no show prep whatsoever for this program.
You believe that the N-words in question caused the Holocaust, right? Because people are asking now.
You asked me not to talk about this.
Now that it's been brought, we broke the ice. It's already happened. The fucking cat's out of the bag.
We didn't do anything.
Fine, but just to be clear, you believe that the Holocaust happened, correct?
I do.
The N-words caused it.
Yes.
And 6 million died.
Yes.
Not one more, not one less.
I don't know the actual number, but...
Oh, God.
6 million or more.
Lady Gaga says, what would you say is the most expensive place you've ever done a number 2, Tom?
That's kind of pedantic to say not one more, not one less, by the way.
That would have been at the home of a man.
Oh, now, hang on a second. You're talking pedantic stuff. Now I'm missing. You're talking about where you took the. This is interesting. I like where this is going now. You're talking about where the most expensive place you ever dropped a deuce was.
What would you say is the most expensive whatsoever for this program? Lady Gaga says, what would you say is
Lady Gaga asked this.
The most expensive place you've ever done a number 2, Tom? That would have been at the home of a man by the name of Jeff Samulian. who owned the Seattle Mariners for a while. But he
What, Tom? Why are you making that face right now? What is that face you're making?
Well, it's because I can't see myself on screen and I forget that I'm on camera.
Oh,
and I'm
okay,
listening
okay.
and I'm listening to the story that I already know, and I know that because it's on my show, it's not that interesting. So I'm just kind of whimsically going, gosh, I feel sorry for these people that have to listen to this.
Honestly, this is the kind of stuff I wanted to hear.
Owned a tremendous amount of radio stations and stuff. And on his kid's 16th birthday, because he owned all these radio stations and he was incredibly wealthy, his kid had his bar mitzvah, and they threw a party, and his house had like 4 or 5 stories. And on one floor, Aerosmith was playing. On another floor, Tom Petty was playing. I mean, he had these...
Wait, you saw Tom Petty and Aerosmith live in the same place?
Yeah, I don't know that they were there at the exact same time. I forget who he had these like amazing bands. I don't know if Motley Crue is one of them. I mean, I just wasn't into most of those bands, but this guy, he had all these spectacular musical artists that were there.
Was Lady Gaga there too, or no?
No, this was far before Lady Gaga.
Oh, okay.
And he had actually like an amusement park, a temporary, like what you might see at a state fair or something, on his property and stuff for this kid's party. It was just spectacular.
Okay.
It was just insane. And I think that's probably the most expensive place I've ever dropped a deuce. The Wolf says, I love all these actors listening. I do too. Chuck Norris says, LOL. Oh, they were in studio smoking. That's wild. Yeah, and then they...
Okay, hang on a second. So I'm looking at the chat now, though, because of this actor comment, and there's no actors in... Like, I don't see these names.
No, they don't follow me around. They're busy. They probably don't know where your channel's at.
It's set... No, no, what I mean is in your... I'm looking at your chat from this episode, and it's not... It doesn't say Lady Gaga at all. It says Donna Klein, Paused Up Patriot... It's like just random people's names. I don't know where these like celebrity names are supposed to be coming from.
I don't either. I told you that earlier. I don't think they're the actual celebrities. And if you do, then good on you.
Well, it's kind of confusing.
Webpage.
I know. Imagine how I feel when I'm on the air under the gun.
Okay,
hang on a second.
Let's.
Tom Petty was playing.
Maybe I'm just. Oh, maybe I had it on top chat and I needed it on live chat to see the celebs.
Who knows?
Have 2 hours.
This says...
Hard to say.
All right, hang on a second. This says David Finkel. I'm not seeing any celeb names. Transportation.
You're just spazzing out.
That might be people who have just gone in since I unbanned them. I don't know. I can't
Totality. Freed says, thank you. Looking forward to that. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Matthew Broderick says, I've got some good spider stories.
You're saying Matthew Broderick. There's no Matthew Broderick in the chat.
Well, I know.
I can't tell.
Weird,
we all have our own discretion.
Let me see what's going on there, because I don't remember any of those folks being in my chat room. But, you know, if the unbanning of people was a bad idea, I can go back and just reban all of them, because I saved a document that would allow me to do that.
I do. And don't you hate it when you find a cobweb or a web and you can't see the spider?
Okay. All right. So is this where the spider stuff started?
No, it started long before that, I think. I don't know. Jesse, I don't keep track of anything that happens on my show.
Well, it's odd. You're just talking to celebrities about spiders. It's one of the strangest shows I've ever heard from. Like, usually your show is just reading news articles.
Yeah, I know, because I'm talking to actual celebrities. It's kooky, isn't it?
This guy. Where's this guy camping out? Do spiders make cobwebs, or do those come from corn cob? No, spiders make the cobwebs. Spiders definitely make the cobwebs.
What?
Megan Fox says, ha, like that, no doubt. I don't know what that means. Positive Patriot says, hell yeah, brother. Christian Slater says, this is true song. Megan Fox says, sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking into spider webs, so leave a message when you call back. Tom Cruise says, I've gone camping and woken up basically cocooned in a spider web, had to rebirth myself. Christian Slater said, I had jumping spiders in my basement when I still lived with my mom. Those spiders that jump super fast, you'll see them and you'll go, I'll step on.
Okay, all right, there's enough spider talk. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Let's skip ahead actually 10 minutes.
The story is this. My brother, when I lived on a farm, we had a back pasture that would grow up with weeds. And these garden spiders, these big black garden spiders, big juicy black garden spiders with like a yellow marking on it would be out there. And
okay, Tom, when do you stop talking about spiders? Because this is getting... All right, I'm going to skip ahead.
I have no idea.
I'm going to skip ahead like 5 more minutes.
Your guess is as good as mine.
All right.
It was
Talk on.
people asking me spider questions in the chat. And I'm talking about what they want to talk about in the chat. So
what?
On this show one
That's
time,
what
I
happened.
believe. Tom Cruise says,
You're the one that's playing it. It's awful. So
I'm not
that's on
saying it's
you.
awful. It's confusing.
I'm saying it's awful.
All right, let's hear what Tom Cruise has to say.
I've talked to you before.
Yeah, really.
We had a long talk on this show one time, I believe. Tom Cruise says, biggest spider I ever saw was in Malaysia. It was big as a house, started melting my vision. Trees became blood, blood became color. My brother...
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Wait, I gotta hear that again.
House started melting my vision. Trees became blood, blood became color. My brother in the Marines had a...
You just moved back. You're like, yep, same.
big... It was in
By the
Okinawa.
way,
was doing...
That laugh of yours is really great.
To fall asleep to the show, you guys start discussing spiders. Fareed, I think I've talked to you before. We had a long talk on this show.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to unravel this whole thing.
I believe. Tom Cruise says, biggest spider I ever saw was in Malaysia. It was big as a house, started melting my vision.
Okay, so Tom Cruise, fine. I'm with him when he says he saw a big spider in Malaysia. That sounds like a place you could see a big spider. What does melting his vision mean?
You'd have to ask Mr. Cruz. I think he's on location right now.
Trees became blood, blood became color.
Trees became blood, blood became color. And then you just have no thoughts about that? You just move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother in the Marines had a big, he was in Okinawa, was doing some rappelling exercises and had a giant banana spider bite him. And those things are nasty as well. Quentin Tarantino says, if I could be any animal, though, it would probably be a spider.
Again, great laugh. Just a great laugh, Jesse. Your laugh is like the lilting of the,
Have you ever met Quentin Tarantino before?
Yes.
Okay.
Not me. Christian said, remember the giant spider movie on Mystery Science Theater? I think so.
Yeah.
I remember the giant Daddy Longleg.
You're a Mystery Science Theater 3000 fan? You're a Misty?
I am.
Same.
And, Johnny Quest. That I do remember. And the Mummy that would go, coin, coin. Seth MacFarlane says, man won.
Seth MacFarlane.
One day in the recording booth of the Cleveland show was their
It
spider
might
almost...
not be Seth MacFarlane.
Well, I think it might be. Hang on a second. He's talking
it just
about.
might not be.
He's talking about recording the Cleveland show. Hang on.
One day in the recording booth of the Cleveland show was their spider almost got Mike Henry. Wow. Megan Fox says,
Yeah, Mike Henry is the voice of Cleveland. So that might actually be
I
him.
I did not know that.
I only know that because he's from the same area I'm from.
Vecna from Stranger Things is basically a spider, if you think about it. Do you know this means the upside down is real? Well, my only connection to Stranger Things is that it takes place in Indiana. Other than that, I don't know much about it. I'm waiting for that series to end so I can watch it start to finish.
I got to be honest. Maybe I picked a bad one. Should I try a different episode? Because this one kind of sounds like you're unspooling. Like this sounds bizarre.
Well, I don't think I'm unspooling. It's just my usual not that great show. I don't know what you've listened to enough of my shows to know there's really not a lot in the well.
Should we try a different one?
I would prefer not. but it's, man, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. So I'm sitting here. I don't know how long you wanted to last, how long you wanted to do this evening, but
I'd say about 24 hours.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Recluse spiders, because their bite is necrotic and it just rots your flesh off, and there's nothing they can do about it, man. Lady Gaga says, I've seen spider do things no other invertebrate can do, dances, standing on two legs, gesturing, wild stuff, but then again, Vici. Megan Fox says, can you eat spiders? Megan, I don't know. Do spiders go bad? Do spiders go bad? Does anybody know? The Wolf says everything in Australia is deadly. You got that right, man. Who was that guy? Harry Palmer, that older dude. He was way before the Crocodile Hunter. And he had that nature show where he'd go, if you're in the outback, don't touch anything. It's probably poisonous. And then I was watching an episode where he was holding a marmot or something, and it just bit the whole inside of his palm out.
What's a marmot?
I don't know.
Okay, you said it. What's a marmot?
I know. I think I was trying to say a different thing, and I said that instead. and I think I might have been, it's marmoset or something. I said a dumb thing on my show. Again,
I'm not. I just
sadly.
literally want to know what a marmot was. I didn't know.
I don't know. Maybe one of your followers can draw a mythical creature instead. Marmot. Maybe that's it. I don't know, man. I don't have.
Salvo Pancakes for $2
skills.
says, and we're gonna wrap this up here soon, Tom. So get your super chats in if you're gonna get them in. Fake Salvo says for $2, Tom, what's a white American ethno state look like?
I don't even know what that means.
I think it would look like America, but with only white people. It's kind of answers itself.
Well,
A very stupid question.
yeah.
It'd be America,
It really
right?
does. Yeah.
Ethno state. It would just be, well, I guess it wouldn't have to be, oh, no, you said white American. So, yeah, it would just be all white people in America. Another $2, he says, Tom, should Jesse, and he spells my name wrong, likewise unban all of his bands? Ooh, interesting question.
That's up to you.
Okay, well, then I guess we're going to go with no. Fuck you.
I mean, if I ever had the ability to suggest to you something I think you should do and make it happen, I don't think that's ever going to be true.
Well, let's skip ahead in your show here and see what you have to say.
Spider.
Maybe something about a marmot.
Whose house was I
I thought
at?
we were super chatting.
Oh, I was, we got to give the people the time to send in their final super chats. Listen, this is it, guys. Tom clearly will never, ever do the show again at this point. So,
No,
You'll do it?
I didn't say that. That may be true, but I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. So, this might be your last chance.
Now, I know this isn't true, but didn't you pay Santa Cruz Joker like a ridiculous amount of money to do your show, or was that just shtick?
50,000. You want to hear that interview? $50,000 I paid him.
No, that's okay. I'm just saying, if you made me the same offer, I would do your show again.
Yeah, I mean, when you do one $50,000 interview, you're kind of done after that. You don't really pull that one too often. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Sorry. I mean, I would. Listen, if we had gotten to you first, I would have gladly given you the $50K. And by the way, Santa Cruz Joker wasn't too grateful for it either. Let's hear.
By the way, a box of ho-hos maybe at this point would be enough to get me considered. I mean, people are hearing the show.
We could do
the future doesn't seem bright for the Tom Gulley Show, so it could be far less than that.
Maybe people would like to see. Maybe people would like to hear your reaction to my interview with Santa. Because you're familiar with Joker, right? You've seen some of his stuff.
Yeah, that's another punching down situation. But again,
do you think
there might be some asking for it going on there? I mean, I would feel a lot better and a lot more like you were justified in messing with me if I had ever made any videos where I went, well, Jesse, I guess you think you've won, and done that sort of thing. And he's done a lot of that. And I remember I asked you what you thought the greatest moment in PodAwful history was, and you told me it was when the bread thing happened
Yeah.
right after somebody with a pickup truck drove by and said, "You suck, PodAwful." So yeah.
By the way, that has been supplanted. The greatest moment in PodAwful history is now the Red Rooms. Check it out. The Rufio Awfulween episode, the Red Rooms. Now, just so
all of your Discord people told me that to a person. Said it's the greatest thing ever.
It truly is, and I do recommend you watch that. You like the Rufio stuff. Jason,
I'm actually going to watch that tonight.
Wow.
Because you recommended it, I'm going to watch it tonight.
And I will be recording very soon a director's commentary for it as well. So that'll be in the Pizza Fund. For those of you in the Pizza Fund, join at podawful.pizza. Jason Jankowski for $2 says, Tom Gulley, I will find you and I will get you.
I don't think anybody gets me.
True.
Or will they?
True. I had a lot of trouble understanding.
By the way, somebody counted in your Pizza Fund the number of episodes about me that there are.
Yeah.
While I was in the disc. I can't remember how many, but.
Well, we could find that out real quick, actually.
It's okay. I think they said, I don't remember. I don't care, but there's a lot. I'm surprised there was a lot.
Luckily, Tom, we've got tags on our episodes. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, wait, that one's not one. I just mentioned you in that one. That doesn't count. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 and now 13 with this episode. So
how, and just out of my own morbid curiosity, how much revenue, and it could be zero. In fact, you could have lost money. Do you think you've made from having me be subject matter on your show?
I've paid several months rent off of it.
Yet I can't generate more than like $500 a year off of and that's all merch.
This episode, it's probably made over $200 just so far, so that's pretty good.
Hoping for more.
And this is not a paid episode, but like Pizza Fund episodes, that's way more if you think about that. Now, just for your clear conscience, though, with the Santa Cruz Joker, Santa Cruz Joker is a girl came to me, and this is not a joke. This isn't.
I already know what you're talking about.
Well, just for the people out there, a girl came to me and, with good evidence to back it up, claimed that he attempted to roofie her. And then there's another incident where he was caught messaging an underage girl on Instagram for nudes. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to pay him the money to interview him. I wanted him to finally talk about it. So I think people would be interested in your reaction to this interview. Let me play a little bit of this. You've heard the way he talks, by the way. Like, he's very theatrical and talks like in that
he's
over the top, halting way.
He is a diva of the highest order.
Okay. Here it is. You can hear this, right?
Yeah, it sounds like my show, actually.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't have left all this in the clip. Hello?
Hello?
Is that okay? Is that really you?
It is I, Harlan Absher, the Santa Cruz Joker.
Is this the real Santa Cruz?
Except no substitutes.
Okay. Now, this is, if you don't know the Santa Cruz Joker, obviously, this has been a long time coming. He's part of the Legion of Goon.
Katie Donahue tried to start the Legion of Goon with me, but she really is a two-faced loser. I wasn't interested.
Okay, but you still are a goon.
I am a goon.
Yeah. But anyway, the point is...
Make this quick.
Okay, yeah.
I agreed to this interview, but that doesn't mean I've got all day.
Okay, listen, I paid you $50,000 for this. You asked for $50,000. So that, like, right there, I hear that, and I'm like, fuck this guy. Like, he's trying to get out of it, and I've already paid him.
Well, even if you hadn't paid him, what he said was kind of a jerk move.
Yeah, I paid it, so you're on my time now.
Listen, you racist blackface wearing nigger.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. How does that sentence make sense at all?
This is the craziest thing. He actually has a video out very recently where he does this again. His whole thing is that he's allowed to say N-word at people as long as those people are white and bad, according to him. So blackface wearing, racist, N-word. Like, he calls Donald Trump the N-word, and he thinks he's supposed to be allowed to do that.
Can I tell you something? There's been time to time that I've thought, Jesse has gone after so many. Well, this is not time to time, but early on, I thought Jesse has gone after so many people. I ought to be able to, band these people together. And, we could form a united front of some form.
A Legion of Goon. You're talking about a Legion of Goon.
If that's what you want to call it. But very early on, I discovered, oh my God, these people are barely functional. There's absolutely no way I could ever band them together, nor would I ever want to speak to them. And probably he was the first guy because, there was a lot up there on him. And I just went, well, this is hopeless. This will never work.
Wait, did you reach out to Santa Cruz Joker? I thought he reached out to you.
No, I never did. No, I did one time get something from him. But it was like I could never, what I'm going to band together that guy and Mersh. Are you kidding me?
No, I mean, this is an interesting story, though, because people don't know this. Santa Cruz Joker reached out to you to try to Legion of Goon you, to try to band you together. What did he say to you?
I wouldn't say that. I think it was more, hi, I'm Harlan, whatever his name is. I think we have a fellow nemesis or something like that. That was all it was. It was just that one little blurb. And I know he wanted me to respond to that and with like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend or something. And I just didn't. I didn't want to respond to him at all because I personally don't think he would have any bone to pick with me. Plus, I think he's so ineffectual at it that I just didn't want. It's like the two people in your Discords tonight. I'm like, look, I just don't want to listen to it, man. I just don't. But the getting your rear end kicked on the street after walking around and like a peacock up and down the street, and here's who I am, and the mere mention of my name makes everyone tremble, and I don't know. He's now, interesting guy. That's some great art. That's some absolutely spectacular artwork, by the way.
Thank you very much. Didn't you did you reach out to, or didn't Mersh? Didn't you guys have some sort of back and forth at one point?
No, I don't even know how to contact Mersh.
I thought he contacted you or something.
Someone contacted me about Mersh that I was led to believe was involved with Mersh.
Oh, what happened? What was it? What happened there?
It was kind of the same thing. It's like, has Jesse P.S. been hassling you? He hassles Mersh all the time. And I think I had seen Mersh's show once or twice. I just don't like his show. Okay. I'm not saying that to be a jerk. It's just not my cup of tea. I can't really comment in Mersh's chat room because, he might as well be shaking a plate like April, but I'm too lazy to use one of my other YouTube names. And so it would have said the Tom Gulley Show, which A, would have alerted him to who I am and I want to contact him. But B, I know his chat room is probably watched by a lot of your people. And if I had said, hey man, let's rap, that would have sent shockwaves throughout the PodAwful cult. So I recently looked into a way to contact him, not recently, but 6 months ago. And all I could find, I'm not verified on Twitter. I'm not giving money to be able to direct message people. He's just got a page about cats on Facebook, and it's cats this, cat that. So he's kind of uncontactable to me. I mean, I probably could figure out a way to do it, but what's up with the cats with that dude, man?
He has toxoplasmosis. He's basically a woman. If he went into a men's bathroom, he'd have to kill himself.
It's just an interesting turn from I'm Johnny Right Wing, this and that, to I'm saving the cats. I don't know. I didn't see that coming. It's like, what's next? A quilting page?
He actually admitted to killing one of the cats recently. He got one of them killed. Let's go back to the Santa Cruz Joker. But that's very fascinating. It's this crazy thing, that this phenomenon that happens where the goons do reach out to each other to try to like form some sort of AA meeting, some sort of I'm not exactly sure what the concept is there, but some sort of commiserating, camaraderie, something going on.
I gotta mute you if you say stuff like that, okay? All right. Can you at least come on video so that we know it's for sure you?
You want me on video, it will be another 50 grand.
I'm not paying you another 50 grand. Hello?
Hello?
I guess we should just start with the, like, obvious, most major thing. This is unreal, by the way. You're a pedophile. I mean, you were caught red-handed.
So what if I am a fucking pedophile?
Well, that would be pretty bad.
You're the one who brings little kids on his podcast.
This fucking thing about the podcast, bringing little kids. I had a kid call into my show once. His mom called in to, you were caught red-handed on Instagram messaging little girls. Do you sin?
So I messaged some jailbait little tween slut on Instagram asking for nudes.
Yeah.
Now I'm the bad guy somehow?
Yeah. Yes.
I ask little girls on Instagram, do you send because I want to see a little girl naked? Wouldn't the real Joker put a gun in a tween slut's pussy?
Okay, but
see, this is the crazy thing he does, is he thinks because he's the Joker, he should be doing these like awful, insane things like this, and that somehow gives him a pass.
Can I just say this without the video? You know, some people might say it's been created taking clips of things he's actually said on his own program and making a conversation out of it. I'm not saying that you did that. I'm saying he has spoken in self-narrative enough times that, you know what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
He does that.
That's why I wanted him on video. So, I mean, you hear me say it there. Nobody's going to buy it because this is the thing, is he talks like that. Like, that is how he talks. He calls himself, it is I, the Santa Cruz.
No, he's definitely got the royal we going on all the time. And he's very, you think I'm the bad guy? Well, so what if he's definitely that way. But I'm just saying, without the video, one could conject.
I tried very hard to get him to come on video. And technically, I didn't ask him ahead of time. So it wasn't part of the deal. But yeah, I mean, that is how he has this thing where he thinks he is literally a Joker, and a Joker should be committing crimes and stuff. I tuned into one thing he streamed recently, and he's talking about like the thrill of the first time he shoplifted and how everybody should shoplift and all these stupid things. Like, I mean, this is just how he talks. It's really insane.
You're not the real Joker.
I'm the Joker, baby. I'm a villain.
Right. Did you send her your nudes? Did you send
I will say there are little bits where I edited out where he just didn't talk and there's like these awkward pauses. So nothing has been edited out vocally, but any time where there was just dead air.
Well, and another thing I'll point out is, okay, you can call me a lot of things, but I'm at least self-aware enough to know and admit that nobody listens to my program.
Right.
I love the people that do all of.
Well, Tom Cruise and Quentin Tarantino.
But I would say he is a guy that, like Chad Zumach, he thinks everybody knows who he is. Like, he's like, well, look out, world. I got news for you. And that's also sort of hilarious to me.
Thank God you didn't team up with this guy. That would have looked bad. Of your penis, right?
I showed her my Joker squirting flower and she loved it.
Okay, right. Now, what about the girl at the Blue Lagoon?
Yeah.
The Blue Lagoon, that's the girl who supposedly he tried to roofie.
I tried to roofie the girl at the Blue Lagoon. I wasn't going to rape her.
She told me that you tried to rape her. You roofied her.
I wasn't going to rape her, just show her a good time. The fucking bitch was giving me the side eye, and I could tell she was fat shaming me.
Okay, well, she's fat shaming you. That doesn't mean that you are fat. I mean, you're fat as shit.
I'm so fat I've snapped 3 scooters in half now.
Yeah, well, it probably doesn't help that we're constantly sending you bread, but hey, get breaded.
Bread is my favorite food. I eat it. I fuck it. I come inside it until the dough goes sour.
Oh.
Throw as much bread at my face as you want, pussy. I'm just going to eat it.
Yeah, I know. So I guess if he could come any soup, it would be like a bread bowl clam chowder or something like that. Oh yes, I watched you roll around.
I think that if indeed someone did take like a Mr. Jaws type thing song, if they did take quotes of things he said and wrote a script around it, and this was the script, that would still be kind of really funny.
Round with bread. That doesn't mean you can roofie a girl at the Blue Lagoon because she thinks you're fat.
She deserved it.
No, she didn't. No, nobody deserves that. And fucking, we caught you.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you and your little meddling blackface army.
Well, that's the thing, Joker.
That's
You're never
the worst ending of a. That's the worst ending of a Scooby-Doo I've ever heard.
Yeah. And by the way, like, blackface? Who cares? Like, every great comedian's done blackface at some point, you know? I mean, name one that hasn't.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, I think he was doing it almost every day of his life.
Oh,
wait.
Hey.
He was certainly doing it toward the end after the burns.
With any of this is what you need to understand, actually, is you're never going to get away with any of this stuff because I'm your Batman.
You aren't my Batman. You could never be my Batman,
I might have been the original
Jesse.
Santa Cruz Joker, but I'm your fucking Batman now.
I deserve a higher class of vigilante.
I sent Driftwood after you.
Driftwood is closer to my Batman than you will ever be.
Well, I showed up to your house. You told me to show up.
You came to my house at like 10 in the morning and expected me to be awake, and you didn't even knock.
I actually did knock.
Then the next time you showed up, I wasn't ready with my mason knife.
Yeah, you were never going to be ready. Listen, I came there, I beat you up. That's it, I win.
It was an unfair fight. So yeah, you beat me up, but you just won the battle. I will win the war.
What war? It's over, dude. I smashed you. It's all been culminating to this. You always say that it's been like 7 years.
Yeah, he literally was challenging me for years to come to his house. Like, I never would have done that if he wasn't actually saying, come do it, and then he wouldn't come outside. It was really insane.
He wasn't. Well, maybe he wasn't home. I did see that piece of video, and was that you or was it someone else?
No, that was me there. He wouldn't come outside. And let me be clear. There's like, I mean, listen, I'm not going to put everything out there, obviously, but there's stuff that happened that was not in the publicly released video where doors were knocked on, you know, some yelling happened, so on and so forth.
And I'm sure you've researched the laws in California, and
oh yeah, for sure,
you're able to do that. And
I mean, you're allowed to go up to someone's door and knock on it. You're allowed to ask them to come out to play, you know, especially if you're literally invited there, which I've been invited millions of times at that point.
That's true.
You know. And I'm like, you're a Frankenstein. I'm a vampire. I have to be invited in.
I got you. I've always made it really clear that people are not welcome at my home, and he should have done that. There's probably some signage posted, and
well, the craziest part is
I would take if he did invite you, so that makes it a completely different thing.
Yeah.
If someone was to come to my home unwelcome, uninvited, I would probably have a problem with that. And I'd probably do something about it.
The craziest part is, like, even after the fact where now he claims like, oh, I wouldn't do anything. I was there and I didn't do anything. He still keeps inviting me there. Like, I could go back if I wanted. He says he'll kill me if I show up, but he also keeps saying, come back. Come on, pussy. Come to my house. So it's like the invitation is there. But, you know, I've already proven the point that he's too scared to actually do anything.
These are 9 years. It's so ridiculous. You told me to do this stuff.
I'm done with you, Jesse. You're a Donald Trump-loving faggot little nigger.
Whoa. Okay, I already told you about the slurs. Aren't you gay, by the way, always saying the F slur?
This is the craziest part is, like, he claims to be bisexual or gay. Like, whatever's convenient, he claims to be gay. and a court of law found him to be legally racist and legally gay at one point. But then he uses these slurs against other people like they're bad, like it's bad to be gay.
Well, he uses a lot of language that are gonna make it difficult for people to get on his side. That's another reason why some of these people, it's like, I don't want to be associated with you at all, man. Forget it. Yeah. He should be smart enough to know that too, but perhaps he's just not dealing with a full deck, and he's already been so ostracized by society, he doesn't care anymore.
True.
Okay, I already told you about the slurs. But aren't you gay, by the way, always saying the F slur?
I'm not really gay, I just say that, so I can get away with saying slurs, obviously.
Okay, well, you were found legally gay in a court of law. We're doing this interview.
Yeah, I was found legally racist and gay in court. That doesn't mean I should have to put up with you for the rest of my life.
I've paid you the money, now we're doing the interview.
I'm taking your 50 grand, but it isn't about the money, it's about sending a message.
Right.
And my message is, you can throw bread in my face, beat me up, embarrass me in front of every hobo in Santa Cruz, but I will always be the true original Santa Cruz Joker. And the next time some little street rat teenage kid makes fun of me, don't be shocked to find their corpse raped and left out to rot.
Okay, all right. Are we done here?
We are done here.
All right, so there you go. That's it. So yeah, what do you think, Tom? Santa Cruz Joker, because he put out a video I was actually, until you confirmed that we are doing this episode, originally my plan was to do an episode about the Santa Cruz Joker. He just recently put out yet another video threatening me, using death threats against me. What do you think?
Well, it's stupid to threaten people like that. I mean, it's always like, I remember when Never mind. I remember when the 9/11 terrorists told us in
wait, what were you about to say?
I remember I was about to say the jets slammed into those buildings, but I remember when the 9/11 terrorists came and threatened us and told us what they were going to do in advance. You just don't do that. And then the other thing I think about it is hang on.
What are you about to say,
Oh no, I was not about to say that. He's had a bad habit over the years of saying really flagrantly violent and, antisocial things, which would make it easy for someone to cut up his comments and do whatever they wanted with them.
True.
But even on its face, those comments in his own soliloquies, and by the way, if he's watching this, he would love it that I called them soliloquies.
True.
He's got just stuff in there you shouldn't be saying publicly and posting online. You probably shouldn't even be thinking them, but
it is weird though that to make that point you started out by almost saying Japs.
No, I didn't. I don't. Well, I was about to say Japanese.
What were you going to say about Japanese? What do they have to do with You think the Japanese are behind 9/11?
No. There's a Ginsu knife tragedy in my own life. I don't know why.
What?
Went into that. In Japan, the hand can be used as a knife, but it doesn't work with a tomato. So the Ginsu. You don't remember that commercial?
I'm understanding this about as well as I understand you talking to celebrities about spiders, to be honest.
Well, I don't think there's actually celebrities, Jesse.
Ever? Anywhere?
Not in my chat room.
Okay, Tom. Well, I want everybody to go check out Tom's show. You're going live tomorrow?
I will be going live tomorrow around 5:00-ish Central Time. Wait a minute. Yeah, around. I assume around 5:00 Central Time.
All right, 5 Central, folks. Subscribe to The Tom Gulley Show on YouTube. Watch all of his videos 100 million times, 6 million times.
One thing I would say is I unbanned every single person. But there's certain things that you can put into my chat room that would get you banned again. And I would not assume that I will ever unban people again. So benevolent dictatorship. Everyone is free, but just use common sense.
Now, what is Would you say a rule you have is no spam? Do you not like spam in your chat?
As a rule, no.
And what about impersonating people? Do you not like impersonation?
I don't really have a tremendous problem with that. People are going to do it anyway. I mean, other than impersonating regular followers of my show and things of that nature, but then the platform frowns upon that. So.
Yeah. Well, those are the two rules I have in my chat. So I feel exactly as strongly about it as you. I think we're in the same
You don't
page.
you don't like links to great prices on toner?
No, well, I didn't mean spam like that. I meant like posting the same shit over and over and over again. Honestly, I'm not the one usually I don't moderate the chat because I don't read it. But my rules to my moderators are please get rid of people just who keep saying the same shit or like it's not they're talking about stuff that has nothing to do with the show. That's usually sort of thing.
I don't even have a problem with that. As far as people saying things over and over and over again, it's the same. I have a bigger problem with that. A, on my program when they call in, and B, in a Discord. That's where I would have more of a problem with that. But I also don't like it when people type certain things one letter at a time in a long line and things of that
that's
nature.
a little. I mean, that's basically spam too.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, but it is annoying, because it's just it's just you trying to get attention. Listen, I get it. Here's the thing: is I am a troll, so when I'm going to people's chats, I'm doing these things, but it's to get attention for myself to fuck up their show. So of course you shouldn't allow that stuff. It's retarded to allow it. It's somebody trying to fuck with your shit.
The spider thing.
Well, that's what that's why I was at. Okay, hang on. That's exactly what I was getting to is, so then are they still allowed to talk about spiders? Because they've been talking about spiders for like a week.
No, the last show I did, there was no spider talk at all.
Oh, okay.
And now I know that I will be flooded with nothing but spider talk. And right now I'm having a good time with it. I'm laughing at it. There may come a point, you know how I am, you know how old people get, and then one day Grandpa just gets mad. And so at some point in time or another, I might say, guys, it's enough, but probably not. It's like, who cares? Do what you want, but I could change my mind on that. I'm trying to be more accommodating and lean into some of this stuff. So.
Okay. Well, Tom, how painful was it? I mean, your experience doing a little Tom Awful, was it really that bad, or are we now best friends?
It was fine.
And we're now best friends.
I would say we're on good terms.
We're now best friends.
We're on really good terms.
We're now.
I think best friends. I think BFF things have to take a little more time. So like if we remain on good terms for a period of months, then you didn't get married to your wife on the first date.
We're now best friends. Do you have a best friend in real life?
Actually, I do. The reason I can't say that is I do have a best friend, and I don't want to hurt their feelings.
What's his name? I'll kill him.
I'm not going to reveal any personal information of any kind on this program.
Is it possible for me to get at least on the same level, if not surpass him? Or
oh yeah, it's possible. Anything's possible. I'm forever an optimist.
Is your girlfriend at home, by the way?
No, she is not. Nor do I expect her home for another 45 minutes or more. It's a long drive to where she went this evening.
Where'd she go?
She went to her parents' ranch.
Oh, okay. Now, if she finds out about us...
She knows about us.
Will she be jealous? Is she jealous?
No, she's not jealous at all. Quite the opposite.
I'm intending to change that.
Well... that's fine, but she has an opinion of you that makes her impervious to being jealous of you.
Wait, what does that mean? She like has the hots for me?
Quite the opposite. I'm sounding like the Santa Cruz Joker now. I'm really hurting myself here.
Quite the opposite.
Can you do your best Joker impression, your Earth's Joker impression before we go?
Let's see here.
Well, Jesse, I'm sure your last escapade has you feeling that you somehow outwitted me, but nothing could be further than the truth. Each of your pathetic struggles against my superiority merely make me stronger and more able to outwit you. I could go on, but why should I?
Yeah, please go on. No, go on. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Come on.
I don't even feel good imitating that guy. And how much time does he take with the makeup?
Go ahead, just go do a little bit more.
I don't think so, man. You got enough. I'm running out of flowery language. Yeah, there we go.
Come on, Tom.
There we go. You already got a close up of me doing it.
No, I didn't.
So,
that's why I'm trying to get you to do it. Is I didn't get you close up while you were doing it.
Well, you have it because it's in your YouTube.
Will you do? No, I don't. It's not a close up. Though. Will you do a like?
You have close ups. I'm watching the stream.
But you weren't doing the Joker thing when I was struggling with the tech while that was happening. You know when Heath
privately sometimes.
You know when Heath Ledger does the okay, here's what I want. You know when Heath Ledger does the thing where he talks into the camera and he's like, you know, telling them the message, you know, he's got I'm gonna kill Rachel or whatever. Could you do it like that, but you're doing an artist liner for PodAwful? So you're the Joker. No. You're the Joker, but you're telling people to watch PodAwful or you know.
No, but I will tell you this: I'm not opposed to someday doing that for you. But if I did it, I would want to put the Heath Ledger makeup on and really do it.
Okay, now we're talking. Do you own Heath Ledger style Joker makeup?
I don't own any, but I know someone who does. I mean, that's not very complicated makeup, isn't it? Isn't it just like mostly rouge?
I don't know. Well, listen, we saw what happened the last time you tried to put makeup on, and you said it took you days to get it off. So,
yeah, but that was like real serious face paint makeup. That regular over-the-counter cosmetic for that kind of stuff, that'd be pretty easy. I could probably find some right this minute somewhere in here, but I'm going to ask the expert about that. Plus, I want to see his picture. I can't say for sure. I've only seen clips from that Heath Ledger Joker movie. Was there another one that Joaquin Phoenix did?
Yeah, it's a different one.
Yeah, I own that one, but the other one, I don't even know that I've seen the whole movie.
Okay, well, just watch that one part, study it intently, figure out your lines for your artist liner, get the makeup, buy the makeup, and then we'll just do this again sometime. We'll get it all down. You will have to take off the glasses for it, I think.
Well, I'll, if we do that, then I'll just record it and send you the recording.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, maybe do it from your phone so it's handheld, so you're looking right into it, you know?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
You have anything you want to say to the PodAwful cult, your new best friends, before we go? You have become very close with a lot of them.
Yeah. I've got to make some dinner here tonight, and I might go into the Discord chat for a little while tonight. And then I can almost guarantee I won't be back in that room ever again.
Well, I disagree with that wholeheartedly, but
no, I can tell you 100%.
We will find you, Tom.
That's the case.
Oh, yeah, we're going to find you.
I don't
trust
me.
Sorry,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. You go ahead, but we will find you.
I have no doubt of that.
Oh yeah.
It's just that I will not go into. I mean, I may get rid of the PodAwful server on my Discord account after this evening.
You added yourself. You can't leave. You're stuck here forever. You're now part of it. So
I'm pretty sure I'll just
trust
go ahead
me.
and
We
get rid of that.
will not allow that to happen whatsoever. That could not happen. Trust me on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen.
Well, good luck to you, but we will find you, and I have all of your
I'm
info.
not saying that. I'm just saying I won't. Well, sometimes, Jesse, as good as you are at so many things, listening is.
Huh?
I'm just saying I won't willingly go into chat on Discord in the PodAwful server.
I never said it would be willingly. I just said it will happen. So it's
right.
We will. It's going to trust me on that.
No, good luck to you.
Yeah,
that'll be great because I can't just turn off my Discord whenever I want to.
Good luck to you is what I say, and then
okay.
Okay,
well then in that case, then I'm not going in there tonight.
Well, hang on a second. Let's not. Hang on a second.
No, you want to play this and push and I'm being so nice.
I'm being nice.
And you're telling me, good luck to you. It's like,
that's what you said to me first. So
I know. I meant it when I said it. And you said it like you were the Santa Cruz Joker.
But it was a joke. I am a joker. It was a joke.
Why are you going back and forth to me?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just seeing how long I can keep you on. All right, Tom.
Jesse, I so wish someday that you could quit being PodAwful Jesse, because I think we could have a lot of fun. But
what does that even mean?
That means that you've got this. I don't know what it means.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think you do know what that means.
No, it's one of those things like you can't describe it, but you know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's
not really.
It's like deja vu or
glitch in the matrix.
I'm sure the French have a word for it.
Menage a trois.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had a menage a trois?
No.
Okay. Do you know what they call it if you clone yourself twice and then you have a threesome?
No, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
All right, and do you know what an Eiffel Tower is? You don't know the sexual maneuver in Eiffel Tower?
No, I do not.
Okay, well that's when usually it's two fellas and a lady, and the lady's between the two fellas, and the two fellas are holding their arms up like in the air and touching fingertips like they're the tower, and then the lady's in between them and they're using both ends of her. You see what I'm saying? Kind of looks like the Eiffel Tower. Do you know what I'm talking about?
If you say so.
Okay.
There was a show I used to watch.
Hang on. I wasn't done. Hang on. So then.
Oh boy, I had good stuff too.
Well, you will come back to it, but if you
no, I won't.
If you do an Eiffel Tower with two clones of yourself, that's called a menage a moi.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. Hey, are you still selling your car?
I'm not selling my car.
Oh, I thought you were selling it. The Jag?
Thinking about it. A guy has made me a really, really awesome offer on my car, but I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not.
I'd like to buy it. The Jag.
I think so. Yes.
What year is it?
2005.
All right. What's the guy offering?
I'm not going to say.
Well, I bid $1 more.
Yeah, I'm just. What would you want with it? You live in Australia.
It's not for me.
Oh, okay. Nah, I think
I want to give it away as
if I'm going to sell it or not. I still haven't decided if I'm going to sell it or not.
I want to give it away as a prize.
I had another. I've actually had two of them, but I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not. We'll see.
All right. Well, whatever the guy offers, $1 more.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah, the guy that's dealing with me is somebody I actually know. So I would have a difficult time if this person, if I've known him for a long time, and
me too.
It would be difficult for me to tell him, hey, a guy offered me $1 more. That'd make me look really bad.
$2.
We have to be a lot more than that.
Okay.
But thank you for asking.
Well,
thank
don't make
you for
me go
asking.
3. Please don't make me go 3.
I'll try not to.
Is he offering more than $50,000?
How much?
50,000.
No, he is not.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, then I'm willing to go $100 more.
Okay.
Okay, so a deal.
Okay.
Does that mean we have a deal?
Yes.
So if he offers it and you accept it,
yes, absolutely.
I can
No
buy
question.
the car for $100 more.
At this point, right now, from where I sit, yes. I may change my mind, but right now, yes.
Okay, good. And then you're cool with me just giving it away though on the show as a prize.
Once you get it, it's yours. I don't care what you do it.
Can
you
I
have it
ask?
Compacted. You could drive it into a lake. You could do whatever you want. If I sell somebody something, it's not mine anymore. I don't care what they do with it.
Can I ask specifically that you don't clean it out before you give it to me?
I don't need to clean it out. It's perfectly spotlessly immaculate at all times.
I mean, I don't wash it. Don't get a car wash. Don't scrub down the inside.
I have to tell you, my car is really pretty awesomely clean. So that's a definite. I won't do any of those.
I just want to keep that new Tom smell.
I'll make sure to I'll sleep in it for a couple nights.
There we
make
go.
Sure there's plenty of new Tom smell.
Get that Tom gravy going on in there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, onion crotch, the whole thing.
What?
You heard me.
I didn't hear you. I feel like
you're the one that said Tom gravy, so I said onion crotch. There you go.
Onion crotch?
You never heard that?
No.
You didn't play sports.
No.
Yeah, it's just a slang term.
No, I played one sport.
Let's dwell on it.
I played one sport.
Let's dwell on it for a while. Didn't you tell me you ran track or something like that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that's a sport.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah. Sorry. Running, not a sport.
I know. Swimming, something you do so you don't drown, not a sport. There's a lot of them.
True.
That you could make that.
I hate swimming.
There's also some sports that people consider pastimes. It's like bowling. Not a sport. It's pastime.
True. I do like bowling, though.
I do as well.
I was
on quite a bit.
I was in a league.
Yeah, I've been in a bowling league before. I think there's also things like there's people that have a lot of different theories on what's a sport. If you can't play defense, if you can't foul somebody, like golf. Golf is not a sport.
No, that's a thing you do to get away from your wife. You know?
Yeah, that's the same thing. So.
Or away from your job as a surgeon.
Right.
Those guys really don't like working.
I wouldn't either if I was them.
Yeah. Elbow deep in blood and guts.
Yes. I had this discussion with a friend of mine just last night about the whole we were talking about all the people we knew, friends of ours that were surgeons that were extremely successful, but then all of a sudden stopped to do a different kind of medicine. And they all said it was the same thing. It's like, it's pressure packed. The malpractice insurance is incredible. And thank you. You're just dealing with blood all the time. So.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, I think this has been a rousing success of an episode.
Yeah, I bet you do. How many sound effects or pieces of music have you played that I can't hear?
I would hope you could hear them all. I'm really pissed that you couldn't hear shit. But
oh god, is that the Flintstones bone bonk on the head? Yeah,
a man of culture, I see.
Yeah.
How about this one, Tommy? How about this one? Tell me what this one is. You ready? You know what that is?
Is that like when It sounds like it's a cartoon sound effect, but I don't know what it is. It's maybe I don't know what it is.
Well, one day you'll know.
My only, I bet. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop at all times with you, Jesse. I'm not.
What does that mean? I haven't done anything bad this whole time.
I know. Well, you never think you do anything bad.
True, and I'm right.
From your viewpoint, I'm
to
no
God's
doubt
ears.
Yes, from your perspective, I have no doubt that you never do anything wrong.
Not morally, no.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
No. Why would I do
any
that?
universe, parallel universe, you are 100% always correct.
Well, if it's parallel, then yes.
Well, parallel, non-parallel, doesn't matter. I'm
non-pareal.
100% certain that at all times you. I'm sorry?
You ever eat non-pareals?
Not that I'm aware of, because I don't know what that means, but I'm sure that at all. I don't know what that means again. I am 100% sure that you at all times feel you are doing what you think is correct.
Yep.
There's another noisy noise. That's a good one.
Yeah. That's my favorite one, actually. Actually, this one is. What do you think of this? How about that?
That's breathtaking. Ooh, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, hey, you got it.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Yeah, that one's right there in the trailer.
Yeah. I like it when you show me and play that as if I'm. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
That wasn't the intention or anything.
Well, it's just a happy
just
accident.
Really bad, and dirty, and awful.
Do you know where that comes from?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I shouldn't have even asked you the question. That's actually something from a narrative in my own life. A friend of mine and a bunch of we had a group of friends. One of them was married to this woman that was cheating on him almost constantly. And it got to the point where she would not show up to some events that he would. And all of us had the same story. It's like I was out the other night and I saw your wife with a guy that wasn't you, and it was obvious they were very familiar with each other. And I started, when he wasn't around, saying they would bring her name up, and I would say, she's dirty. She's bad. She's dirty. So that's where that came from.
Oh. Why do you have a problem with this?
Screws up the story. This with my doing that, doesn't it? It's me telling my boring life stories attached to these sound effects will really make them awful.
Why do you have a problem with this image of you as a donkey?
Oh, I don't have a problem with it.
I thought you didn't like this one. I thought this was one.
Well, no. I got to tell you something. A lot of, not all, but a lot of the people in your Discord just aren't that quick on the uptake. They take things that have been said and morph them into something completely different. I mean, a lot of it is like, oh, he's upset, or he did this, or that. All I said was that one is not as good of a representation of me as a lot of the others are. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
If somebody, even someone that knew me, saw that, would they be able to tell it's me?
I think so.
some of the, well, you can think that, but I think you'd also have to agree with me that some of the other ones are, it's immediately, that's you.
Which is one's one you like? Can you describe one of the ones you like?
Can I be relatively certain that you will immediately put it on the screen?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Then I don't know if I want to go through that.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
I'll tell you what. Like. I'll do one of them. Because if you're going to go through a bunch of them, I don't need to be.
No, I'm just going to do the one you like. That's it.
Okay. And by the way, if you're going to say that you're trying to pick the one that I like and show 10 of them,
nope.
I also don't need to be here.
Nope.
Okay. There's one that, and I swear to you, I will bail out on this thing immediately if that ain't the case. Send me in our Discord the graphic of the one that you think, and then I'll tell you, and you can put it on the screen. There was one extremely good one called Frankengully, where I have an enormous forehead and am looking like Frankenstein.
Okay, let me see if I can find that one. Was that on the Reddit?
It was on the Reddit, and you can throw it in our personal little direct message first, and I will tell you if that's it or not. But it's by far the best illustrated of them all. Because if you're going to go through a thing where you put up 9 or 10 of them, and, you know, is this it? And then I don't need to be here.
Is this it?
Okay. No,
that
would not be it.
Okay. I'm not gonna show
that is horrifying. I don't even know what. And by the way, why is that on my subreddit?
That's you. That's supposed to be you.
You're kidding me.
I'm not. They tried to make you with that one.
Lynette Miller.
Oh, sorry. That was
easy.
That's from your. That's just somebody posted a clip from your show. I'm trying to find the one you're talking about.
I know.
There's a Gully.
That was uncool. By the way.
Gully.
Don't be doing.
There's Gully Wog. I found that one. Wait, it can't.
No, that's not the one.
It's not this one, is it? I'm trying to find one where it's Frankengully, but I'm not.
No, it's not that one.
Okay.
Come on, it says the words Frankengully on it.
I see it. I see it. Sorry. I see it. There's
I know. You're sorry.
There's a few there's a few Frankengullies. I literally was.
That's the one right there.
Yeah, see?
There you go, with the red outline and the yellow background and the word Frankengully over the top. And see, this is the stuff I was talking about here, right now.
I wasn't
right now.
I wasn't trying to do anything other than.
I know you were just being
cool and
Mother
awesome.
Teresa again.
I was being like a cool radical dude.
Yeah, you were being Lenny Bruce.
Will you try to do the face from the Frankengully image?
You haven't put it up on the screen yet.
Yeah, no, it is. You're on a delay.
Oh, there we go. I'm on a delay.
Yeah.
And you keep going back and forth. Hold on. Let me get my head still if you're going to go back and forth. Okay. There, I'm making my head still so you can.
There we go. Nice. Nice. That's awesome. All right. Thank you for
anything I can do for you and your.
Tom, we love you.
Your GED followers.
Hey, hang on a second. Some of these guys didn't even graduate at all.
Okay. Look, I've tried to be a good sport. So
Jason Jankowski for $2 says, Tom, I will find you and I will come inside you.
Okay. Better. It's nice that you have life goals.
Do you have a cream pie? Is that something you and your lady get up to? Cream pie?
That's kind of a personal question.
Not really.
No, to you and your followers, I guess it wouldn't be. But for me, you have to remember, I grew up on a small farm in Indiana. I'm an elderly man. My generation simply doesn't consider that good conversation.
You eat ass?
I think, again, probably that would be something I wouldn't even care to speculate on.
Have you ever got your ass ate?
Once more. Not
feeling?
something. Keep them coming. I can keep going. Also, a thing that I think you knew before you asked, but I realize that for the entertainment value to your followers, you have to do these things.
I'm honestly just interested. No, it is because is your lady? We talked about this earlier.
Not gonna talk a lot about. Would you take down the donkey, please?
Oh, it's because
only for the reason that I don't like looking at it while I'm looking at myself.
I put it up because I was asking you about eating ass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
Now it all makes sense.
Oh, come on. That one's funny. Rape his ass. Rape his ass for $1.99 says, Tom, you ever taste your own mashed potatoes?
I really I don't make mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay. But you would
I'm not a fan of mashed potatoes.
You would if you were. What about cream pie? You ever make a cream pie?
Not a fan of. I don't understand how on Gilligan's Island that their only seeming source of nutrition was coconut cream pie, and I don't know that I've ever even had. I'm also not a fan of pie. So no. Okay.
No, I was just thinking about this because we were talking about it earlier in that news story you brought up. Is your lady, post-menopausal?
Not gonna discuss.
I just didn't know if she was old enough to have been through menopause. That's it.
I don't even know what that age is, frankly.
I think it's like 45 to 50.
I don't know. I really don't know. And if I did know, I wouldn't ask her.
If she is post-menopausal, you could...
I wouldn't tell you.
You could do all internal all day with her. It wouldn't matter. There's no, risk of pregnancy.
Yeah, not a subject.
Did you ever have your tubes tied?
My tubes? Are you talking about a vasectomy?
Yes.
No. I'm Catholic.
Heyo. Jason Jankowski for $2 says, Tom, are you a recycler? Also, I'm watching you. Do you recycle?
I don't understand what those two things have to do with each other.
They're two separate thoughts.
If you're in the chat room, it's likely that you would be watching me.
Yeah.
Einstein. If you're asking me if I recycle my trash, I put certain things I put in certain bins, because if you don't, the trash guys get all bent out of shape and they don't take the trash.
Okay, well, I think that's all the questions we've ever had for you. Tom Gulley, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch him over at the Tom Gulley Show on YouTube, or if you're in the Dallas, Fort Worth area, you can listen to Tom on your radio dial at...
Wouldn't you like to know?
We got a lot of fans in Texas. I mean,
AM. Well, Texas is, I think how radio stations
we have a lot
work.
of fans in.
They don't go over the entire.
We have a lot of fans in the Dallas greater area, the tri-states. We have. Go ahead.
I would say if they don't already know, then they're probably not somebody that would listen anyway.
Oh, but that may, if you're AM, a lot of people don't think you to even tune it over to the AM, Yeah.
Again, they wouldn't be someone that would listen anyway.
But they would. I think people are interested. I think they would actually want to hear it.
I don't think they would.
So
I mean, as much as I realize my show might not be the most entertaining thing in the world, what I do currently on the radio is, I don't think it's a draw.
Well, okay, but I think they do want to hear you. So,
but I'm not. You guys know. Let's not be silly here. The reason I don't give out that sort of information is I don't want the hassle. Because I know any personal or that kind of information I give out is just going to get me more nonsense.
Okay, those of you in the Dallas
So
area.
had that not, and had none of that been done a long time ago, I would be able to freely give all that information out, as I have my whole life before encountering you and your followers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if
No,
you're in
you're
the
welcome. Congratulations.
If you're in the Dallas, Tom, nobody wants to mess with you. We just want to hear you on the radio.
Would it interest you to know that I had somebody get messed with before this show even started today?
What happened? What does that mean?
Someone that I know got called on the phone.
Got nothing
and
to
the
do with us.
message left was, Jesse's gonna kick Tom's ass tonight.
That did
PodAwful
not happen.
rules.
That did not happen.
That did happen. It was left on an answering
well, the
machine.
fact
That did happen, and it was played back to me. I'm not blaming you for that. I went ahead and did the show, but I'm obviously not pleased at that.
What time did that happen?
I got the call at what time I got the call about it.
I want to know if it happened.
I can't say for sure because the person who got called was on another call, and it was left as an answering machine message at 3:42 my time. So that would have been 4:42 Eastern.
Okay, so all right, you know what that was? That was somebody trying to get you to not do the show. And here's why. Here's why I know that for a fact. Number one, you're in our Discord, which somebody who is not familiar enough with what's going on wouldn't know that. Nobody in our Discord is going to be calling you right now.
I didn't say it was in.
No, I'm just saying it's not. This is obviously not like some sort of PodAwful approved sort of thing happening.
Jack Hanna-Barbera just said I did that. Hey Jack, remember when I said people could be rebanned?
I think he's just lying, but I think he's joking. I hope not. If that's true, Jack, then I'm banning you from our Discord. But here's what I think. The reason I asked you what time is I wanted to know if it was after I had posted that this episode is happening, which it is. In fact, it sounds like it's right around the time that I posted that this episode is happening, which means that they were trying to prevent this episode from happening to begin with. They've been sitting on your number just in case, or your whoever's number, just in case, to try to make this happen. And this is a hater who's doing this sort of thing. This is somebody who doesn't want PodAwful to succeed and doesn't want us to be friends. This is somebody who sickens me. And I want to say this right now, and I say this with no hint of irony whatsoever. If you are ever caught, you the listener, are ever caught doing anything like that again, anything even in that purview, ever again, you are persona non grata around PodAwful. Because as far as I'm concerned, Tom Gulley is a friend of the show.
Well, and I went ahead and did the show. This is obviously the first time I brought it up to you. But yeah, I mean, that gets back to my original point was I know that it kind of sucks to not be able to talk about specifically what you did or who you know or things of that nature, because somebody's going to screw with them. Now, a lot of people would just not worry about it and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, and that's just part of the thing. But you can think of what you want about this, but and man, go crazy, because what I'm about to say is really going to make people woo. But it bothers the living hell out of me when somebody that I know or related to or work with has to go through one tiny crumb of nonsense because they happen to be associated with me. I don't feel like they deserve it and blah, blah, blah. I know people stupid enough and loser enough to do that don't care, but that's just the truth. Otherwise, I've done a whole lot of things differently. I would have approached doing my show a lot differently. A lot of the reason I don't put any effort into my show is why bother? Don't make a bigger show, then there's just more people to do that sort of thing. But whatever did happen, And I know that if my address ever got out, if my phone number ever got out, all that kind of stuff, all my workplaces know that if people are calling for me or about me, they've got plans for that. I've already let them know, but whatever.
Well, Jack Hanna-Barbera confirms he was kidding in the chat room. It wasn't him, but and I tend to believe that. But let me just end it by saying this, Tom. We love you. We appreciate you. We want the best for you. We want you to succeed. We want you to keep doing the Tom Gulley Show. We want to be your friend. And I know we've had our differences in the past, a lot of it over some misunderstandings, a lot of it over some bad jokes. But I think that's all behind us now. I think we're at a new precipice. We are standing upon a new dawn.
I think that's true.
With hope, good morning.
I hope so too.
Detroit Parking Authority for $2 says, "Oh, Operation Key Jag aborted. Big fan, Tommy G." Okay. All right. And with that, we're going to call it. We'll see Tom.
That's funny.
We'll see Tom in the Discord for the next 24 hours. And then for all time after that, friend of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Gulley. Tom, thank you so much for doing it. We love you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Are you happy to be here?
I am happy to be here. I'm happy to be leaving, but I'm also happy to be here.
So H2BH?
Yeah, H2BH.
Bye, Tom.
See ya.
We did it. Ladies and gentlemen, it happened finally. I can't get this to go away. Help. Why can't I do anything? I can't grab this. Now it's just an image on the screen. Discord's become an image. Okay. And there, we fixed it. We fixed it. Woo! Oh, boy. A lot of people did not want this to happen. A lot of people were against the marriage of Gulley and Jesse, but it happened. TOMFOOLERY is real, and I've known it since the first day we ever saw Tom. Since the first time we ever asked him, is this live? I told him one day I would meld his show with mine, that I would truly own the Tom Gulley Show, and now, as you can see, it's officially true. Shout out to Tom Cruise. Shout out to Lady Gaga, to Quentin Tarantino, and all the spiders in chat. And until next time, have an awful day. Join the Pizza Fund, PodAwful.pizza.
It's awful.